This week on the Jock and Nerd Podcast, your friendly neighborhood webhead is back. Spider-Man Brand New Day swings into theaters with Tom Holland's biggest adventure yet, smashing box office records and kicking off a brand new chapter for Peter Parker. But does it live up to the hype? And is this the best Spider-Man movie yet? Plus, we break down the latest Marvel news, the future of Blade, the biggest X-Men casting rumors, and more, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, August 3rd, 2026.
This is Frank Grillo. You know me. But who are you? Are you the discerning, sophisticated type of person who enjoys all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news? Pop culture references, witty banter? Me neither. I'm just here for the dick jokes.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We talk it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We talk it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, hello, what is up, listener? Thank you for pressing play, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose.
Jock and Nerd!
My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's a nerd.
And joining us, we were feuding, but he's back. His spider shits are tingling.
My spider shits are tingling.
Does that mean that there's a bad movie nearby? I don't know. It's Rugboy. Welcome
What's
back,
up? I'm
Rugs.
back.
He's
I'm back,
baby.
I'm back, bitches.
Everybody's back. Marvel's back. Game of Thrones back. Sexy's back. Baggy pants are back. Everything's back.
Oh.
So rejoice. Oh, man. You guys, this is one of the weeks that I'm just grateful I have this podcast. Because I am going to geek boner all over everyone. So grab your umbrellas, put on a poncho. Holy shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, it's that level of excitement.
The visual is terrible.
It is a brand new, glorious day. So let's just get started.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
We have a brand new MCU movie to review and all MCU news to warm up with. But you guys, I want to start with some stuff that's not happening. Let's go back. I'm going to take you back to San Diego Comic-Con 2019 when Kevin Feige announces two-time Oscar winner, a 45-year-old Mahershala Ali is our next Blade.
Geek boner.
Yay, everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking lost their mind. It's great. Everybody thought it was a great casting. Well, 7 years later, 6 writers and 2 directors later, we have no movie.
Oh, shit.
The 2 directors that were attached were Bassam Tarek, Jan Dimanche. And in that 7 years, we have only had a brief voice-only cameo in a post-credit scene for The Eternals, a movie that nobody really watched. Also, in the meantime, while they're trying to figure out what kind of Blade movie they were going to make, at one point it was a period piece. Ruthie Carter, Oscar-winning costume designer Ruthie Carter, starts working on costumes. At this point, Delroy Lindo also attached to be in the Blade movie. Well, both of those things poached by Ryan Coogler and end up in Sinners, which is kind of a Blade movie. Could have been a Blade movie. Could have easily been a Blade movie. Then last week we talked as Kevin Feige was at San Diego Comic-Con giving interviews that he actually said, I feel like a failure and a loser for not getting this. And now Mahershala Ali pretty much puts the nail in the coffin in a new GQ article where he's promoting this new movie he's got coming out, Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother. And the words he uses are very interesting, very tactful, but very, very heavy. He said, quote, for whatever reason, that project is not for me. If they wanted to do it, we would have done it. So I have to move on. Again, you had me under contract. They have billions of dollars. If they wanted to do the movie, we would have done the movie. So we're not doing the movie, but I feel ready to move on from the Blade questions. Those questions are for them. They didn't want to do it, so they should answer that question.
Seems a little pissed.
Wow.
A little pissed.
Wow. salty much, but
Yeah.
this is, I mean, I think it's a pretty big fuck up. Like the not making of this movie is going to go down in history.
Yeah, it's a slam dunk. It's easy. They overcomplicated these things way too much. It's like you just make Blade hunt some vampires and some shit, some scary shit, and then you're good.
Maybe you don't even need to spend that much money, right? Maybe like it's a $50 million movie. It's a dude killing vampires. How hard is this to come up with something compelling? Anthony, what do you think happened?
Well, they didn't have a script that they liked, probably. And I think this was the time when they were greenlighting a shit ton of things, and they lost focus on this and kept stopping and starting. And yeah, it's unfortunate. Blade is, I wouldn't say Blade's a super popular character, but
right.
Wesley Snipes made the character a bit more popular.
Yeah.
And Mahershala Ali is a very, very talented actor, and I would have loved to have seen him as Blade. I would love to have seen him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But as I mentioned, they were greenlighting a shit ton of shows, a shit ton of movies, and this was something that just got lost in the shuffle, and they never got it right, and it stinks. But Mahershala Ali's old now, so I mean,
well, yeah, no,
I don't think you can. I would still love to see it,
yeah,
but it seems like Marvel's taking a step back. They're not doing as much anymore. They're doing a little bit. They're following the formula that they did that worked for them before Endgame, with 2-3 projects a year, if that. So, just was a wrong time. Wrong time to. It's sad that they announced it, and nothing ever happened though.
Well, first of all, they probably learned not to announce things too early. Like the Ghost Rider thing reminded me a little bit of this, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Do you think that movie's gonna happen?
I think that's because they have a director, and those guys have an idea. Now, wasn't this
but
the
they
deal?
had the director and everything.
No, but they didn't. They had two directors. They left and didn't. Wasn't it Mahershala Ali came to Feige and goes, "I will be your Blade."
Yeah, but they didn't have a director when they announced him.
Yeah,
whereas
they didn't really have a plan for Blade initially.
Ghost Rider. Apparently, I was listening to another podcast, and apparently the idea that Levy and Gosling have is like everyone's going nuts over it. And it's like, yeah, we got to do this movie.
Yeah, and they like what they're doing with
Whereas I think the Blade one, I mean, we'd have to look at history, but I think the Blade one is literally just Mahershala Ali was like, I want to be Blade. And
that was it.
And Marvel was like, cool, you just won an Oscar. Great, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And they never figured it out. So, but a couple of interesting projects coming out of this. Like I said, Sinners. Essentially, those are the costumes. Delroy Lindo. Another interesting project is Mahershala Ali's next movie, Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother, which is written and directed by Bassam Tariq, who was involved with Blade early on, one of the directors. So these guys met, and Bassam had a great idea and wanted to work with Mahershala, and they just put out this trailer. Well, I'll ask you guys what you think about the trailer, but the movie is essentially about a devout Muslim hitman in Houston, and then his wife dies, and he's got to get baby formula and gets mixed up with some other churches, and it turns into like a wild action movie. But this is very interesting. This is his Blade, essentially. The director that was going to work on Blade, and
with
vampires. Well, without vampires. You guys, I made you guys watch this trailer. Comment on the trailer. What did you guys think? I feel like there's a little maybe Oscar play here because it looks good.
I feel like it could be Oscar. I don't know. I don't know about Oscar, but I think it definitely is an interesting idea. Like a hitman, you have kind of like you have the hitman that's under duress, that's caring about his family. So you have this like dichotomy of a bad guy, but he's got a family and peril, and then things get complicated. And you throw in the Muslim aspect of it.
That's crazy.
So I've never seen like that done before. So I think that it sets it apart.
I'll be honest, I don't know how I feel about him doing like a Muslim hitman, but whatever. Let's see what happens. This is kind of cool. He looks fucking badass. Anthony,
I mean, it could play out bad.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
There's a chance.
Depends what the movie is. Anthony, what comment on Your Mother, Your Mother, Your Mother?
I think it's debuting at a film festival. I think it's debuting
probably.
at Toronto International Film Festival, which means doesn't always mean that it's going to win any awards or anything like that, but does mean that they're kind of going for a little bit more of a prestige route. It looks all right. I think, I don't know if I would say it's Oscar. The only Oscar thing about it so far is that Mahershala Ali's in it, but it seems more like an action movie. But who knows? Yeah, it looks all right. And it is debuting at the 2016 Toronto International.
And then it says opens wide in October from Amazon MGM. This looks fucking dope. I was like, whoa, look at this. Just the visuals and the imagery of the people praying and him being Muslim and being a hitman. It's kind of wild. But we'll never get, I don't think, if there is a Blade.
Now, would you have made us watch the trailer if he wasn't Muslim?
No. I would just ignore it and move on with my day. No, if it was good.
I like Imran's radar. I like how he.
Well, Mahershala Ali is actually Muslim himself too, so that's kind of cool. But man, that Blade movie would have been dope.
Well, it would have been cool to see him. I don't know. Yeah. The idea is definitely.
Would you still watch a Snipes Blade if he comes back and he's 80 years old?
Maybe.
How old is he? 69?
I mean, he looked good in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
And they even brought him back and made a fucking joke, about Blade not happening.
This is true.
Do we see him in Secret Wars or Doomsday? I doubt it. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. He could. Just to kill
him.
Snipes
is like, I'll take that call.
Yeah. Wesley Snipes is like, I'm still here, motherfuckers. I need to pay my rent.
Some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
He's like, I got tax bills, bitch. Give me a call. I'll play Blade. I'm not too old. I don't give a shit. Anyways, listener, let us know what you think about Blade. Officially, it's dead. Join this conversation. You can join our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation.
Jock and Nerd.
A closed, exclusive group just for you, listener. And you can also follow us on other socials. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, all that shit. Hook it up. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, the other thing that's not happening. Marvel just this year unceremoniously dumped what's probably one of the best MCU Disney Plus shows they've ever made. Talking about Wonder Man. 8 episodes. Kind of felt like a limited series, but wow. I was not expecting this buddy comedy, this exploration of acting and friendship to be this fucking good. And a couple months ago, they were like, Wonder Man will get a season 2. We were like, yay.
Geek boner.
I mean, I mentioned it on the show. I was like, you guys, Wonder Man's getting a season 2. It's great. Well, turns out they're not. They have canceled Wonder Man season 2. And it's a little shady, the reasons given, because originally they said a writer's room for season 2 was never opened, and the show's writers have been released to pursue other projects. But what's his name? Andrew Guest, showrunner, put out a TikTok video, and he said, this is not a marketing stunt. There's no movie in the works. No one's schedule was an issue. He wrote the premiere episode of season 2. He had an outline, and he goes, and there was a decision made internally between Disney and Marvel that this didn't make sense for them, even though a few months ago it did. And he goes, that's all I know. So it's sad, but the first season was a nice limited series. It kind of wrapped up itself. Didn't really leave much hanging. I love the character. But do you guys think this may be a concerted effort to move away from live action TV completely on the Disney Plus? Because there's other projects.
Completely, no.
You don't think so? Because
I think they're going to do those like 1 hour specials.
Oh, you could do the special presentations.
Things out.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to commit to anything major unless they know it's going to be worthwhile. Like, because the return on investment, like no one's watching these things.
Yeah.
And if they do the wrong thing and they prioritize the wrong kind of stuff in the writing, then it's going to get lampooned everywhere. People are going to, their knives are out for this shit.
And that's already happened.
So they can't take chances, I don't think, with the TV stuff, because the cycle of TV is a lot longer. That's why they dump everything in one day when it sucks.
Yeah.
Because that way the cycle will be over and the bad press will be over.
Yeah.
But if they put out a show that you get like, in episodes, installments, and you don't binge it right away, you have months and months of people picking apart your shit. Months of bad, just bad vibes coming at you and your company. So they want to avoid that stuff. If a movie,
did they think Wonder Man was shit? Because they dumped a show that was really good.
well, nobody watched it. So you have that thing as well. You have a good show that nobody cares about. Right?
Yeah. Anthony, all they got left coming up, Vision Quest in October, Daredevil season 3. Do they need more TV shows or should they just focus on the movies?
I would prefer they probably focus on the movies. The TV, for the most part, has been pretty much a failure. What makes me think that they're really pivoting away is I would have thought a show like Wonder Man, which is probably doesn't cost a ton to make,
right?
Is different. You don't need to know everything that's going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to watch it.
Yeah.
You can watch it and then you don't have to watch it and still understand anything. It doesn't affect any of the movies or anything like that. So like it was kind of contained.
Yeah.
And and it was good.
Yeah.
And they moved on from that. So I definitely think Ruggs is right. I think the one shots will still be a thing. Maybe Daredevil. Looks like Daredevil's still gonna be a thing, but they're being very, very selective now with what they do live action because I mean they're learning. They realize that one, they weren't very good at it.
Yeah.
Two, it was very confusing to the audience. Like it was stretching the audience out.
Yeah.
Almost too much, where now the audience was like watching movies and not understanding what happened because they didn't watch a TV show. For example,
too much homework.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to understand what's happening if you don't watch WandaVision. So yeah, I think they it was part of an era where during COVID, with new leadership and a new streaming network, Disney said, "Hey, you got to make TV shows because we need content, we need subscribers," and they did a bunch, and a lot of them didn't work.
It was a pacing issue too.
Yeah.
Like early Marvel, like the pace of movies were easy to keep up with. Like, you could easily, I tell you, a movie a year, or a movie
it was like
or
one
two
or
a
two.
year.
Yeah, and if it was
And
three,
there was no other ancillary shit that was going to take up a lot of your time. So most people could get on board, but they started overloading stuff.
Yeah.
And tying it in. And then you can watch a movie and not know what the fuck's going on or not even get the full effect of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the movie's answering some big questions that were set up in something else and the payoff is bigger. So people are going to these movies and they're like, why is this not good? Or why don't I get this? So I understand, like I think they miscalculated how many people were tuning into this stuff.
Oh, absolutely. And so it makes sense to do Vision Quest. It's like the trilogy, the WandaVision, Agatha finished the trilogy, even though you got a major Avenger in there. Daredevil has a pretty solid fan base. Season 2 is pretty good. They want a season a year. They got cartoons. You got the X-Men. You got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Maybe Wonder Man shows up in Secret Wars. Put him in fucking Secret Wars. That would be great. But yeah, I do think, and like you said, Ruggs, I feel like they're getting back to that early pacing where we had 2 movies this year. We got 1 movie next year. We got 2 movies the following year, and that's it.
That might be the way to do it.
There's really no more TV shows they've announced or any other movies. They may give us another surprise one. Speaking of that, Ruggs, I wanted to, since you weren't here last week, quick thoughts on Marvel's Hall H presentation. What do you think? What do you like?
I don't really know what happened that was that important. I mean, what was the big thing?
There was only a couple of big things.
Like I know that they announced Ghost Rider.
Ryan Gosling. They got the Gauze. They got Ghost Rider.
I'm okay on that. I'm like, well, how good is that going to be?
Sean Levy, Gauze. They work well
Sean
together.
Levy, I don't like at all. So like, how good is that going to be?
What? Yeah, that was my question. Is like, is this going to be like a comedy?
I mean, he got very lucky with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah,
he got super lucky with that movie. But let's see if his luck plays out.
Apparently they like what he's doing on that Starfighter movie because they're both working on that movie right now.
Yeah, well, people like things, and then when they come out, people don't like them. Like everybody loved J.J. Abrams. Remember that?
They did. Everyone's turned on.
Everybody hates him. So
Black Panther 3 shot on film. David Johnson cast as T'Challa's son T'Challa.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I think they should recast, and they should. They need to recast the Black Panther, and they did.
They
did
good.
Right.
Good
on them. And I mean, it's not T'Challa. It's T'Challa's Junior, right? So
but
I mean, there is a distance, and maybe he's from an alternate world or something, an alternate timeline. I don't know where he's
listen,
from.
time travel, you can age a motherfucker, right? He goes and then he comes back and he's older now. I don't know
What else is big? What else is I just learned that Samara Weaving is going to be cast.
We're gonna get to that in a second. But that was really the big things. A couple of updates on that. Jeff Snyder from the Insnyder. We didn't know which Ghost Rider he's playing, but Snyder thinks Gaz is going to play Johnny Blaze.
All right,
Ghost Rider, and Sacha Baron Cohen Mephisto may appear in the movie.
What's wrong with Danny Ketch? No one likes Danny Ketch.
I don't know. What's Danny Ketch's deal?
He was the Mark Texteria. He was the Mark Texteria 90s Ghost Rider.
He was the second one.
He was the one that made him cool again.
Oh.
Remember? He had the fucking spikes and the
he
big
was the
fucking motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Blaze had like a chopper.
Listen,
he was
start
from
with
the
the
70s.
first fucking Ghost Rider, work your way, jump to the, I don't know.
Yeah. I like Danny Ketch.
Anyway. So mixing in the Black Panther with, we're going to get into some X-Men casting rumors. They're heating up because D23 is coming soon. Black Panther 3 and the X-Men movie are tentatively scheduled to begin production within weeks of each other. Ryan Coogler is actively looking for someone to play Storm. So it's possible that a Storm is introduced in Black Panther 3. And then put in
Aurora is from Africa,
right? And they have a history.
They do have a history.
And we'll talk about what they did in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's possible these next couple of movies, they just drop a fucking
Now, don't you have this cast list of X-Men?
Yeah, okay. Now, we will get into this, but I have to just give one spoiler alert. This is the worst kept secret. We will have to spoil something in the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie ahead of our review, all right? So I can't believe you haven't seen the movie. It seems like the whole fucking world has seen this movie. If you have not seen this movie, you don't want to be spoiled. You can just press forward. There's chapter markers. You can skip ahead to the next thing. Okay?
What would they skip ahead to?
They would skip ahead to essentially
what are we watching?
Yeah. No. It would go to like the promos and then the fan club and then the review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Chapters.
We're still gonna spoil it there too.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil.
We're gonna spoil it then. So right, but I'm just saying. Usually we spoil it in the review. I have to spoil this ahead of time because there is a rumored cast of X-Men. And last week, Anthony, we talked about like David Johnson and this new young group of actors, and I was like, you're gonna see all this group of actors show up, and this rumored cast list has these people. So, Deadline reporting Samara Weaving has been cast as Emma Frost. Nothing official from Marvel. This is official. Let's just talk about that one. What do you guys think? And is this better than Sydney Sweeney?
Is it better?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is also. I feel like if it was Sydney Sweeney, like you couldn't take it seriously.
I think that Samara Weaving is actually pretty good in everything that she's been in.
She's very attractive. She looks like Margot Robbie.
She does a little bit like Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And she's been good. She's been good in her. She falls into that what's her name? The girl who shat on Johnny Depp's Amber Heard.
Oh, Amber Heard-ish. Yeah.
She's like in that.
Yeah.
She feels like she's in that category.
I mean, she's coming out. She's hot off the Ready or Not.
Yeah.
But it's like she's waiting for a role to like really break
she just
out.
needs to not marry a celebrity and take a dump on his pillow. And I think she'll be fine. She'll have a
Anthony,
good
what do you think about the Samara Weaving?
I haven't seen Samara Weaving in anything, so
yeah, that's a
I
problem.
don't have an opinion on her.
That is a problem.
Miss Sydney Sweeney is Emma Frost. I mean, nah, come on.
No, you couldn't.
That would be a gimmick cast.
Yeah, it would be a gimmick, and I couldn't take it seriously.
I have thoughts on some of these as well. But
Okay, so the spoiler. I'm just gonna say it. Fuck, everybody knows because it's confirmed. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. So you got Jean Grey, you got Emma Frost confirmed. Indy Navarrete as Mystique. I don't know about this one.
That'd be cool.
I don't like it either.
Why not?
Why waste Indy Navarrete? She'd be covered in blue paint.
Yes, I think if she was smart and her agents were smart, you do not jump into an X-Men movie like this right now. Based on
Why not?
Because they're gonna have to lock her in, and she can kind of do whatever she wants.
Yeah, but X-Men is gonna make a shit ton of money.
It is gonna make a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but they could probably find a better role for her.
Like Kitty
What would
Pryde.
you do for her?
Kitty Pryde?
Kitty Pryde. I don't know about Kitty Pryde, but she could be a bunch of other. There's a ton of other X-Men
There it is.
characters.
Okay, moving on. Charles Melton as Beast. I don't know this guy. I like his face is kind of familiar.
Which guy is that?
In the grid, he's like the first guy in the second row. Charles Melton.
Oh, okay. Don't never seen him.
Whatever.
Kaylee Spaney, I know from a bunch of
I like
movies.
this. Kaylee Spaney as Rogue.
She doesn't give me Rogue vibes at all.
but I think she could pull it off.
What about Indy Navarrete as Rogue?
She could also be Rogue. Yes.
Well, yeah, but it's going to be Kaylee Spaney, apparently.
Maybe. Jamie Lawson as Storm. I don't know where this girl's from. I never seen her. Whatever. Drew Starkey as Cyclops. I also heard another rumor. I thought
Who's Drew Starkey?
I don't know. And I thought Cooper Hoffman, what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman's son from The Long Walk, was also in the running as Cyclops.
No way.
I could see Cooper Hoffman if he like bulks up and trims up, he'd be good. No,
He is. No, he's not.
very pudgy in all the
Cyclops.
movies. Yes,
He is. No.
I don't know who
He can play Blob.
Shit.
All right.
Oh,
Or
shit.
Toad. Either one of those.
I don't
guys.
know who Drew Starkey is. These next two are very interesting if this happens. Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister,
That's perfect casting.
and not Magneto, because originally they thought Magneto. Bill Skarsgård as Professor X.
He would be a great Magneto.
Skarsgård?
Yeah.
I
feel like
could see it.
Skarsgård is too. He's too like tall and lanky. Even though
He'll be in a
Professor X is
chair.
just in a chair, I know.
Yeah,
that,
he
but
will be.
I don't know. I've never thought. I always thought of Professor X as like a smaller guy. But
Yeah,
who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. But this is
This
a
cast is not giving me a boner at all.
it's
I
no
mean,
geek boner.
No.
It's a nice young fresh cast that could play these characters for a number of years.
Yeah, I don't think they want.
yes.
I don't think
Yeah.
they want big names doing most of this stuff.
No, it will cost too much money. And you need these upcomers for X-Men.
Well, I don't even know. These pictures don't really make me
Right.
believe,
Right.
whatever. But
Listen, and it's all
It's fine.
rumored. We all we have is Sadie Sink and Samara Weaving so far, pretty
Yeah.
much confirmed.
Well, you can by the casting of Sadie Sink that they're going with a very young version of the X-Men.
Yeah, and we'll get into like what that means. But do you think D23, August 14th through 16, do you think any of this is touched on in D23? I still think it's too early to be
I think it's too early.
Here's your X-Men. Yeah.
I think it's way too early because D23 by that when that comes out, Doomsday hasn't even come out. So you're teasing an X-Men movie, which basically says, "Hey, everyone, all the X-Men in Doomsday are going to be dead."
No, yes. I think everybody, you think that people don't know that? I feel like that's understood.
I mean,
That's understood. Here's the thing,
For us.
real quick.
Yeah.
That's understood because us guys are in it.
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind 90% of the people don't talk about shit like this ever.
All right.
So you're gonna spoil X-Men casting.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna spoil the part a movie because you want to announce the cast. It just doesn't make any sense.
But you're going into D23 with a Jean Grey. And what does that mean? And people are going to want answers.
Well, you don't have to give it to them.
No, you don't.
I think they'll announce some stuff. I just don't think you announce the entire X. I think you maybe you say a couple things here or there, but you don't. I don't think you
Maybe
but
like-
who's Wolverine? That's the key
Yeah,
thing.
right.
You don't
Now-
really have X-Men without Wolverine.
Look,
I think they do. I mean, who knows? It doesn't sound like they're doing the original X-Men because
No, they're doing the original 5.
But Rogue is not an original 5.
No, that's true. And neither is
Storm,
Mystique, or Storm. So I'm confused because I thought they were doing like
I don't think you do. I don't think you do Wolverine at all until I think you bring Wolverine much later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you bring in Wolverine, everyone's going to immediately be like Wolverine. He's a cool
and
guy.
even Emma Frost being in there, like Hellfire Club, is she with Sinister? Like that's weird. Also, it's very early.
I mean, you can make X-Men movies forever.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you fucking nail it. I feel like maybe we get one X-Men cast. Like maybe they throw us a bone and they'll give us one dude. That's it. Maybe. Right? Something that won't really mess up anything. But man, crazy shit. We will find out. D23, can't wait.
How about Robert De Niro as Professor X?
As Professor X. De Niro from Cape Fear would have been a great Wolverine. De Niro, can you milk me, Cyclops? I got nipples.
Is Professor X supposed to have an English accent? Right?
That's a good question. He has like an old man, elite white man accent.
Yeah, he's an elite American.
Yeah, it's like one of those North Atlantic accents.
The two X-Men people, or the two actors they've cast, both had English accents.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
Do you
McAvoy's-
like? Why
McAvoy's
don't they just let what's his face do it? McAvoy.
is he too old now? Because he would be great. But I think
I liked him as a professor.
I loved
X.
him. Yeah.
he's got to be that. He's the age of Professor X now.
Yeah, he's exactly the right.
Yeah.
He is 47 years old right now.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's a good age if you're starting an X-Men for.
I would just bring Fassbender and McAvoy back.
Bring him back. They still got road years on them. They can do it.
But they want to do their own thing.
I mean, Skarsgård, it seems a very young Professor X, but
Skarsgård's got such a distinct face.
yeah. And when he's bald, he looks like way creepy.
Yeah, he's gonna look weird.
I mean, he played fucking Pennywise, for fuck's sake. He's Pennywise as Charles Xavier.
Yeah, but who's this guy that they're doing that Cyclops? Drew Starkey.
Drew Starkey.
That looks like Diplo in that picture. Is that Diplo?
I'm looking up this Drew Starkey guy.
Drew Starkey is what has he been in? He was in Love, Simon, The Hate You Give, Outer Banks. I don't know. Oh, he's in the. Oh, I know who this guy is. So there's a new Apple TV show just came out with Anya Taylor-Joy called Lucky, based on a book. It's actually pretty good. I watched the first 3 episodes. He plays her boyfriend in the show. He's very good. I could see it. That's Cyclops. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he could. He's not bad in Lucky. So all these guys hot. Everybody in the long walk, just cast them. You got Ben Wang, you got David Johnson, Cooper Hoffman. They were all great. Anyways, all right, let's take a break here, you fuckers. We'll play some promos, and we're gonna come back and spin. I'm gonna shoot my web all over the place as we talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey there, everyone. Brian here, host of TV Trivia Pod. It's a trivia-style podcast focusing on TV and movies. Listen in for questions like, what's the name of Michael Scott's screenplay? What do you say to view the Marauders map? And what's everyone eating in the post-credit scene of Avengers? Play along to TV Trivia Pod anywhere you get podcasts. And stay tuned for more trivia.
What's up, Jock and Nerd Nation? This is Logan at Mostly Superheroes, a podcast that was partly inspired by the Jock and Nerd Podcast. We talk about a lot of the same stuff, MCU, DC heavy, with other content that comes out of HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and more. We're committing to doing something new every day in 2021, so come join the fun, check out the schedule. Find us at mostlysuperheroes.com and enjoy the rest of the show.
Listener, if you enjoy this show, this is a great time to join our Patreon fan club, and you can give back and support the show for all the stupidity we have delivered over 11 years of podcasting. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. Yeah, isn't that crazy? We're going.
Gives you douche chills.
We're going to go into year 12 pretty soon. The fuck?
Wow.
If you go, there's a link in the episode description, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. For as little as $3 a month support will get you access to a bonus podcast feed where the shows come out early. We put instant reactions from movies we see right afterwards, bonus movie reviews. You can join us for our monthly Discord hangouts. The next one will be August 20th. There is a tier where you can pick any movie you want for us to review. There's another tier where you get an exclusive t-shirt. Lots of fun perks over there. Perks. Check out the perks at jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Do it now. Okay, guys, we're here. Finally, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Here's your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
I will try to contain my excitement. Geek boner. It's going to be hard. What we are dealing with is the 4th MCU Sony Spider-Man movie. This is the 8th appearance of Tom Holland Spider-Man in a movie. This is the 9th live-action Spider-Man movie overall. The 11th Spider-Man movie overall, if you include the Spider-Verse movies, and the 38th MCU entry into the saga. And I just need to pause and go back in time and tell my 12-year-old self that, kid, when you grow up, there's going to be 9 fucking Spider-Man live action movies. Just wait. I would have fucking shit my pants. It's an amazing time to be alive. This one, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, taking over for John Watts, who did the first 3, but written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, who have written all 4 movies. On the Rotten Tomatoes, let's get into some numbers. Spider-Man sitting at 90% tomato meter, 98% popcorn meter. On Metacritic, 66. Fuck you, Metacritic. Let's move on to Letterboxd. Letterboxd.
The word critic is there.
Yeah, I like this better. 4.1 on the Letterboxd. This movie was made for $225 million. How does it do opening weekend? You know, it does all right. It does all right. It just pulled in $360 million domestically. Globally, it's sitting at $932 million. This is now the biggest box office domestic debut of all time and second biggest opening of all time, beating Avengers domestically, just behind Endgame globally. This is the best ever opening for a Spider-Man movie, a solo superhero movie, for a Sony movie. This is only the second film in history to cross 300 million and 900 million domestically worldwide on opening weekend. It is the best ever opening for Zendaya, Destin Daniel Cretton, and of course, best opening for Tom Holland. These insane numbers all happened without any IMAX screens. And in fact, it just came out today. The Odyssey had locked in IMAX, and people now they're seeing the what's happening, and they're opening up IMAX screens this Thursday for Spider-Man Brand New Day, meaning it's gonna make even more money.
Yeah, we might as well just give you the trophy for the box office draft, huh?
Also, I think it's over. That draft is over. I don't think anybody can beat me now. Because if this makes $1 billion in one weekend, it's easily hitting 2.5 by when everything's done. Meantime, number 2, Odyssey hanging in week 3. Here's another crazy thing. With all this, everybody going to see Spider-Man, the Odyssey manages to make $51 million in its 3rd week. It is now sitting at $911 million global, and it'll cross $1 billion very soon.
Wow.
It's gonna become the biggest R-rated movie ever. It's probably gonna end at like 1.5 billion. Additionally, those 2 movies have given the North American weekend box office $429 million. It is the biggest single weekend in the box office history, beating the $402 million record when Endgame came out. And both of the movies star Tom Holland, Zendaya, Bernthal. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Do you think it'll make more than Spider-Man No Way Home? Spider-Man No Way Home was 1.9.
Yes.
This obviously biggest opening ever.
This is hitting 2. It's beating that.
You think so? The only, I mean, I think we'll talk about the movie. I think it delivers the goods. But the only thing is there's a event feeling to No Way Home that this movie.
Yeah.
Although it kind of does.
No,
it is an event, but it's not an event movie.
Yes, but it opened fucking way larger than that said event. It is an event movie.
But is it a movie that people are going to watch 2, 3, 4 times? Because that's what you need.
Yeah, I think they will. Tom Holland appears in the top 4 biggest domestic openings in history. Okay, where are we? Jesus, those numbers, I'm still stunned by the numbers.
Let's talk about the numbers.
Yeah, let's talk about the numbers.
So I saw a report come in before the weekend that they were saying 800 million.
Yeah.
And I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie to be the biggest domestic opening of all time. I didn't see that coming.
No.
I think that speaks to one. I don't know about Marvel superhero movies aren't dead. That's clearly but I think beyond superhero movies, I think Spider-Man is just such a name at this point that I think the character itself just transcends everything. But I also think, and this is the point I wanted to make, is the general point is movie theaters are back.
Yeah.
Because if you look at
Pop it.
Year to date,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Box Office Mojo right now. We're at $6.1 billion.
Oh, that's good.
This is the most amount of money that a movie theater that to this point has made, or the movies have made domestically in over 5 years,
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
It's beaten every year prior to that. Last year, it's $900 million ahead of last year.
Wow.
And here's the cooler part, though, which I think you guys will enjoy, and I think everyone should enjoy. A lot of times, the top 10 movies of the year were made up of franchise movies.
Yeah.
But if you look at the top 10 this year,
Yeah.
currently, and Spider-Man's going to be number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you have Toy Story 5, kids movie, obviously franchise movie. Super Mario Galaxy, kids movie. Odyssey is 3.
Nice.
Michael is 4.
Wow.
You got Spider-Man Brand New Day. You got Project Hail Mary 6.
Yeah.
Obsession 7.
No.
Devil Wears Prada 2, 8. Backrooms 9. Star
Wow.
Wars 10. So
Wow.
half of the movies are all original movies.
That's a change. And if they can get to 9 billion, 10 billion by the end of the year, that's 2019, close to 2019 numbers.
What I'm getting at too is it's a mix, right? So you have franchises, but you also have original IP. And even if you look at the movies that have done over 100 million, movie that, 100 million is typically like, hey, that's like a good barometer. Now it might be 150, but let's just say it's 100 million.
Yeah.
You've got a movie Hoppers.
Yeah.
That's original, right?
Yep. Pixar. Yep.
Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
Made over 100 million, and Goat.
This is fascinating because
So you got what you're seeing right now in the box office is what are the clear draws? You've got kids movies.
Yeah.
Superhero franchise type stuff is still working.
Yeah.
Horror.
Yeah.
But then you've got you've got Michael, and you've got the Odyssey, and you got Project Hail Mary. So you've got all sorts of different things happening.
Yeah.
The only things you're not seeing right now, which is interesting, is like comedies aren't there yet.
Right. That's still going to take a little bit, I think.
But what I'm getting at is I think the box office is bouncing back, and I think people are going to the movies, and I think Gen Zers or whatever, I think the movie going experience seems to be in full effect, which is good.
Yeah, it's wild because it's almost back to before the franchises were ruling
It's
the
a mix.
multiplex. Right. Now it's a mix of like original, different things and some franchise, not
Which is,
just.
I think, what you would want.
Yes, you don't want every movie to have a number after it that's in the fucking thing, right? Like we used to have for many years.
Right.
It was sequels. So back to your points about these numbers. Superhero fatigue is not a thing. What is a thing is picking the wrong fucking characters to make the movies and making them shitty. When Spider-Man will always fucking pull. And B, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I'll pump the brakes on that one.
Yeah.
On which part?
We just had Superman come out, and it didn't do anything close to this. And Superman is just as big a name as Spider-Man.
It is. And
I would say Spider-Man is
bigger.
clearly like up tier. I mean, those three are S tier, but Spider-Man and Batman, I think, are like much like in terms of cooler characters. No one ever is like Superman's my favorite of those three.
We're talking about. I'm not talking about whether the movie was good.
I'm talking about the character itself too.
I think you can make the movie. I think you can make a great Superman movie.
Yes,
and it'd be just as good as a Spider-Man.
Oh, absolutely. And that movie was maybe a little mishandled, right? He had the potential.
I'm just talking about marquee value.
Yeah,
people know it. It's in the pop culture. People have tattoos on their fucking on their shoulders. It's everywhere. The Superman symbol. Everybody knows it. So like you can fuck it up if you. I mean, it doesn't mean that comic book movies are bad. Spider-Man has this incarnation has something going for it. You know, whatever is in the sauce.
Yeah.
It I think that it's been 3 movies. This is the 4th movie.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people grew up with it, and these things have been on streaming.
Yep.
So I think that the audience has grown. Little kids are watching it growing up.
Yep.
Like this is probably like their first like adult like PG-13 movie that they watch, or like, so I think it's got something in the sauce. They took advantage of it really, really well. But I don't know if every superhero movie is bad. I think Spider-Man, Batman, Superman are like the crown jewels, and everything else is up for grabs. Like we don't know if an X-Men movie is going to be great,
but they made the Avengers kind of stars. So
yeah, the Avengers I would say is an IP is up there.
As a group. But let me just say, it feels so good. I can feel it. The world right now fucking loves Spider-Man. I can feel it. I can feel the Spider-Man love. It makes me so fucking happy that like everybody's like just digging this fucking movie. So
I also think what contributes to that is I think there's something to be said about Tom Holland.
Yes.
As Spider-Man. I agree. I think him being a fourth movie, now you've got a whole generation that's grown up with this Spider-Man. I think there's an Odyssey effect.
Yes.
Of having him in the Odyssey and then back to back with Spider-Man. We can talk about how his performance is just wildly different and much better.
Yep.
I also think when you think back to No Way Home and the feelings that caused for people, keep in mind the time. This was 2021. Right. People were still, the movie theaters were still like, do we go to movies?
Yeah.
And regardless of how you feel about the movie, that movie going experience was such a high for so many people.
Yeah.
That I think that you were also riding that wave of like, oh, it was such a fun movie. It brings back these memories of, I could go to the movie theaters and have a good time again. And then now this is the follow-up. So a lot of different things. But I will say I did not see the biggest opening of all time
ever,
with
right?
this movie.
There's one more thing that they did that was really smart is that they cast a very young kid as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And he hasn't aged out from this time. So you're talking about 7-8 years.
10 years.
The first one.
Tom Holland's been playing Spider-Man for 10 years.
And they're also they cast a guy who's like permanently like 20 years old.
Yeah, he's 30. So, he could play a 20-year-old for years.
Yeah, so they got lucky with that casting as well.
Yeah.
So he hasn't aged out. He doesn't look too old. You know, he doesn't like he there's still like he's got spring in his step and people can rally behind him and Zendaya's still young. They're all kind of still young.
Well, also one thing I think that also is key to this, and who knows if he'll break out. But I heard this point on the Ringerverse, and I agreed. Tom Holland hasn't found another project that he can jump away from.
He has not.
He has to do this still because he hasn't made a name for himself outside of being Spider-Man. All the projects he's done outside of Spider-Man. Now we could say the Odyssey is good, but it's not good because of him.
He was the weak link in that movie.
Exactly. So, you think about like Cherry and all those other movies. It hasn't worked yet. So he has to keep coming back, which also helps them.
And as far as like, can he lead a movie? He doesn't really lead any of these movies. They're all ensemble pictures.
Well, I would say he leads this one.
But this one maybe is the most lead. Anyways, let's get to the cast. So, like I just said, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon as Ned Leeds. They've been playing these characters for 10 years. Kids have grown up. This is the longest Spider-Man actor we've had ever. Also in this movie, Mark Ruffalo as Banner, John Bernthal as Frank Castle. You have Sadie Sink, it's Jean Grey. Florence Pugh is in the movie, Elena Belova. Liza Colon-Zayas from The Bear is playing Detective Jean DeWolf. That's fantastic. We'll get into that. Tremel Tillman from Severance, Milchick playing William Bill Metzger. Marissa Tomei pops in for a flashback, and you would think she has not aged one fucking bit. She still looks great. Naomi Watts voicing Evie, his little AI assistant. Michael Mando returns as Scorpion. Keith David, you hear his voice. He's narrating the Spider video. Marvin Jones III playing Tombstone. And that's really all. That's main cast. You don't need to know all these other people. The movie is quite long. 2 hours, 25 minutes. It's PG-13. Anthony, what happens in Spider-Man Brand New Day?
We are 4 years after the events of No Way Home, and Spider-Man has been living alone because no one remembers who Peter Parker is based on the spell that was cast in No Way Home. And he is spending all of his days as Spider-Man and ignoring his personal life. And because of this, he develops some sort of new powers that are affecting him. And while that happens, he has to deal with a threat that he can't necessarily punch his way out of. And Imran, actually, I'm gonna take a lead here.
Go ahead.
What are your opening thoughts on the movie? Because you are obviously so excited. We can't start the show and have all of us sit here and go without you starting first.
Let me just.
I fucking loved it. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
I fucking love this movie. Look, my theater, I saw it twice.
Oh, wow. I thought about seeing it twice.
Yeah, both times, packed theater. People wearing fucking Spider-Man Crocs, people wearing Spider-Man outfits everywhere. It was.
What were you wearing?
I was not wearing. I was naked. I just wore underwear. I knew I was gonna geek boner all over myself. Anyways, Spider-Man 4. What can I say? I love the kind of street level grounded take. It was thrilly. It's funny. It's emotional. Finally, Peter Parker, we've been waiting for 3 movies, an extended origin, who is quippy as Spider-Man and depressed and lonely as Peter Parker, is struggling with things. I thought it was colorful. The palette, the way Destin shot the action is so much different than the John Watts movies. And we just talked about No Way Home. While it didn't have that kind of nostalgia bait pop where people are literally were screaming, I feel like it replaces all of that with some maturity, some emotion, some heartbreak. Their personal stakes. It's not world-ending stakes. But watching this, it felt like I was reading like a Spider-Man comic book from the 80s, but the good shit, like a Ross Andrew 80s comic book. Is it slightly overstuffed? Yes, there's fucking tons of shit going on. Maybe they could have pulled out one thing. Is the villain maybe not the most compelling? Yes, but they had to establish mutant hunters, and I don't mind how they're using Damage Control to do this, because originally Damage Control comic book was a joke book. It was supposed to be a sitcom book, a funny book. It's a silly thing. So I don't mind that they took this and made them the bad guys, that they're hunting mutants. There was fucking great scenes. Bernthal and Holland's chemistry is amazing. You know, they're friends in real life, and you get that in this movie. It's so funny seeing the Hulk and Spider-Man and Punisher fucking battle each other. Oh, come on.
Geek boner.
Holy shit. A lot of great scenes. A lot of great emotional moments. The roof scene fucking got me. I should have saw it coming, but no, I think despite all the cameos, I feel like the cameos work. Like Bernthal, Sadie Sink, they all kind of fed into the themes of trying to do things yourself, being alone, protecting the people you love, while being, super powered. And while it does kind of become like a Jean Grey movie for like 20 minutes, it was all right. They give us an origin. It's a little long, and it does the thing between the second and third act where like it completely resolves itself and kind of slows down, and it drags a bit, but then we get into that third act, and it's great. I loved it.
All right, who do you want to go to next?
Anthony.
All right. Yeah, I love this movie. I didn't think it was too long. I had a great time at the movie theater. I loved mostly all of it. Like I didn't know where the story was going. I was into the story. I was into the Peter Parker-ness of it. Mm-hmm. I thought the action was shot really well. They're doing wire work in the movie.
Yeah, whoosha wire work in this shit. Yeah.
The way it's shot is much more mature. There's actual shadows. It feels very New York. I thought all the different characters, Punisher, Hulk, Jean Grey, I think they all parallel what Peter's going through in the movie.
Yeah. In
different ways. So I thought those all worked. I think what makes a good Spider-Man movie is you get thrilling action, you get swings, you get comedy, but then you also get that element of like the heartbreak of him having to be Spider-Man.
Yep.
And you feel that here. And I think when they make good Spider-Man movies, similar to when they make good Batman movies, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
There's nothing better because the character's so rich.
Yeah.
And so relatable and so caring that when they make a good one and they nail a lot of the aspects of Spider-Man that are true, I think it really works. And yeah, I don't have very many criticisms of the movie. I really actually enjoyed it. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. It's one of my favorite movies of the year.
Well,
and yeah, I mean, I can gush about it for days. Like I had such a great time with the movie. I know we'll get into Ruggs' thoughts here in a second, but I mean, there's just so many good scenes.
Yeah.
Especially like you mentioned, the rooftop scenes and yeah, I thought, and even the Jean Grey stuff, like weird. I wouldn't have drawn up Jean Grey.
It's very weird
in the movie, but it added an element to this that I thought was like different because I would never expect a Jean Grey in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And it also adds the element of this character where he can't punch his way out of this.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to like really dig into like his emotions to like help this character along. So I thought a lot of things really worked. I was just very, very impressed. And if you hear like the initial scripts, they initially wanted to do like another multiverse thing, and I'm glad they didn't.
Yes. Remember early on, Sony had an idea and Marvel had an idea.
Yeah.
And they were like, which one? And Sony wanted Venom, the multiverse, and no. And Marvel wanted street level, and Marvel won, fucking thankfully.
Right.
Because,
so, yeah, I mean, there are some nitpicks that I have here or there, but I was thoroughly impressed, and I'm very happy that this was the Spider-Man version they chose.
Before we get to Rugs, I love there was homages to the Sam Raimi movies, the Mark Webb movies, the comics, the cartoons, the video game, swinging
elements are pulling.
I saw all that shit, and despite, I don't know what Ruggs is going to say, despite the fact that this is a different Spider-Man, yeah, there's a lot of things missing. He's not a photographer. There's no J. Jonah Jameson. There's nobody calling him a menace. New York loves him, but the journey this Peter and Zendaya and Ned Leeds took in these movies is just so perfectly respected and pulled through. And again, you grew up with these people, like you feel like you know them at this point because it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
It's so good. Okay. Ruggs.
Oh, I get to go now?
Yeah. I'm not going to say nothing. Take as long as you want.
Okay. Let me collect my thoughts. Okay, so how am I going to open this? There's things I'm thinking about, reacting to what you're saying. Let me just start here. There are a few good Spider-Man movies. The first two I will put as the and this is the pinnacle of Spider-Man because they hit so many things correctly in those movies. Then the third Spider-Man movie, it drops off considerably, right?
Yeah.
They overstuffed it with too much stuff. Some of the stuff was played off like very, very campily. And then you have ridiculous dancing and stuff like that.
And they also do Mary Jane real dirty in that movie.
Yes, they do that. And then they try to like get back. And then they have some Andrew Garfield's good, but all that other stuff. And then they start this Spider-Man. And this Spider-Man is the Andrew Watts stuff, the Marvel Sony stuff. And it's clearly an Elseworld Spider-Man because they're kind of they're getting rid of like a lot of the nuts and bolts. Uncle Ben's gone. They never show the origin of his powers.
It's
they
like
never
Ultimate Spider.
Yeah. So it's like we're clearly in an Elseworlds area.
It's a different Spider-Man.
But you said you weren't going to say anything.
Sorry.
But lame. You said it would. So we're clearly in an Elseworld Spider-Man. But it took them 4 movies to get even close to Spider-Man, like the way he should be. And this puts it as the 3rd best Spider-Man movie. So now this is the 3rd best Spider-Man movie that I watched this film and I thought, hey, they're getting it. They're getting there.
Yeah.
They still don't have the balls to really go there. Like they still gave him an AI that he talks to.
Yeah.
They have him have an apartment full of tech and fucking machinery where does he get the money? Nobody knows.
I have theories.
All right. There's theories, but they never put it in the movie.
No, they don't.
He doesn't have a job.
Yeah.
He doesn't work at the Daily not the Daily Bugle. Yeah. He's not being harassed by J. Jonah Jameson.
So the Raimi movies got so right.
No, but they did it in the last movie and they dropped it. Right?
Yeah,
so they did introduce it and then drop it.
Didn't he just show up like once? That was the only appearance of J. Jonah Jameson, right? On the screen at the end. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. I think so they really didn't do they still didn't commit 100%. They kind of like because at the end of that No Way Home, he was like, oh, I'm starting from the bottom. I'm just going to do the fucking street level bullshit.
Yeah. And
I was there for that. And they did that. They did that about, I would say 75%. So that's not a fail for me. That to me is a pass.
Yeah.
So I give that a good pass. The relationship with MJ and whatever, I felt that was a little bit lame. I felt like, hey, this guy's got like a fucking. See, when the movie gives you a reason to solve a problem,
yeah,
and then they go the other way, that's the harder way or the much more. So Ned comes up with a program that follows Spider-Man around.
Yeah.
Now, if Spider-Man really misses his friends, he could just show up and go, "Hey, aren't you the guy that has the app that follows me?" And then he could just hang out with them as Spider-Man all he wants.
Well, I mean, he kind of did that.
Well, wait. Imran said he wouldn't interrupt you, but he has. I never made that. The one that I heard this criticism. You said this in the Patreon. Plug Patreon because you can get our instant reactions. At the end of No Way Home, they addressed this because he was going to reveal himself to both Ned and MJ.
Right.
And then he's in the coffee shop and he sees MJ move her hair and sees a scar on her eyebrow and realizes in that moment that he's more of a danger to his friends than it's worth. Yeah. And he decides he has to stay away from them.
Fuck. And I love how the cup and the letter play such a big part in this movie. It's great.
So, while it's not addressed in this movie, it was addressed in the last one.
Okay. But there is clearly he's got the letter and he's thinking about it all the time.
Correct.
All right. So even though he made that decision, he's not 100% sure he's committing to it or whatever. He's kind of always pining it. He's got it in the first like 5 minutes of the movie. They show you the letter and how, and the actual narration is of the letter in the beginning.
Yeah.
To kind of get everybody caught up to speed. So it's a thing. They make a thing out of it. Like that he's yearning. So he easily has a way to solve this problem. He doesn't ever have to reveal Peter Parker. He could just be Spider-Man. They love Spider-Man. Ned loves Spider-Man. Yeah. He's got the automatic in to spend time with them and be around them without having to. You don't want to hang
out in the fucking uniform. You want to relax.
Eventually, he could just take the mask off and fucking be friends with them.
Yeah, but that still then brings Spider-Man into their lives,
and now they're in danger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but I'm just saying that because he's still pining and still thinking about it and still tortured about it, he's not willing to even move on in any way. There's a girl who like talks to him on his floor. He doesn't pay any attention.
Yeah,
right. So he's clearly still he's obsessed with this relation, unwilling to move on.
But the right move is to leave them alone. And
yes, absolutely.
I like that they don't undo it really halfway.
I thought it would be more interesting if he got entangled with someone else and then all of a sudden she comes back into his life. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. Yeah. But anyway, with that said, they introduce some like Jean Grey, for example. Yeah. Like I'm not really sure I like Jean Grey as a bad guy. I don't like a Spider-Man movie with all of the enemies that they teased.
Yeah.
That they just become a hand wave and then we now backdoor an X-Men movie through the Spider-Man movie where she's completely out of place and she's straight up like doing horrible things to people and has no accountability. She doesn't go to jail. Nothing happens to her.
That's true.
At the end of the movie, she's just like, I'm getting on a bus.
Yeah, she also has a dude get smashed by a car. Remember that scene?
She does so much more weird, crazy shit. Like what she does with MJ is horrible.
Oh, it's horrible,
dude. That was the most brutal gut punch.
So, like, she's not a redeemable character, I don't think. Even though she saves Spider-Man at the end, she still needed to be held accountable for what she did.
She's just looking for her sister.
Yeah. But is that the best way to get it? Like, well, they always like this guy, Milchick, who go. She could have easily just got him at home
and like read his mind probably and be like, "Where's my sister?"
She could have just followed him to his apartment and just figured out everything.
Why didn't she just jump into him?
Yeah, she could have. I mean, so when you choose to go the long way instead of the easy, direct way,
yes.
Oh, because you need the movie to happen. Unfortunately, I see that and I go, like, is it the best movie to like be crowing over? Because, like, so I'm like. Yes, of course they have to do this to make the movie happen. They have to do all these things that can have easy solutions that are right in front of you, hanging right in front of you. But we take the long way to have the movie happen. But I got to call it out. I enjoyed the ride.
Yeah,
I was on the ride, but I was like, is this when I take a step back from it and I criticize the movie? I'm like, is that the elegant way of going about it?
I mean, the only thing though with superhero movies is you have to nerf them.
Yeah,
because I mean, if you put the superheroes to their absolute powers, Hulk is just destroying the world.
Yeah,
like he can't even fight Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Jean Grey is gonna completely mind fuck every single person.
Mega level.
Like there's just I think there's ways in comics where you can overwrite you can get away with things in power sets that you can't get away with.
I think that they are kind of alluding to the fact that Jean Grey is not at the apex of her powers yet. She's just learning how to use them. So yeah, she's nerfed, but that's a good explanation that I could actually get on board with.
Yeah.
So I like that explanation.
I will say I like Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. I think she's gonna do really good.
Sure,
she's in
fine.
this, and I love the kind of lo-fi way they show her mind-hopping powers. Right, practical with just body movement, and you could easily track where it's going. I thought that was really well done.
Visually, that was great.
They didn't have to do any kind of energy floating. It was just movement of the body flow, and you could easily see what was happening. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. It really works.
Now let's talk about DeWolf.
Oh,
so Spider-Man's talking to DeWolf.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Jean DeWolf is, she's from the Sin Eater thing where she gets killed and she dies a horrible death.
It is a dark story. I hope they do it. I hope they do.
They will never do it. But this lady is with her kids all the time. Like, she's like on the phone with Spider-Man. When is she like doing police work?
I
Like,
love
she's
that.
like hanging out with her kids on
I
the
love
subway.
when they're like,
talking
is
to
that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
So she's like, Spider-Man
they
said
did
hello.
it twice. Like, they could have just did it once, but they did it like a bunch of times. And I thought that was weird.
Anthony, in the comics, Jean DeWolf is kind of like, it's his Gordon, a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is a character called the Sin Eater, and it's
I know.
I've
heard about it.
You heard it, yeah. And he doesn't have any powers. It's just this guy in a mask and a sawed-off shotgun, just walking in, blowing people away.
Yeah,
and it's fucking dark, and he does end up killing her, and Pete feels bad, and he almost kills fucking Sin Eater. It's so good. Daredevil's involved.
I think that's the great thing about the Sin Eater, not to get off the plate, was that like even though Spider-Man's got amazing powers, there's just psychos everywhere.
Yeah.
And and you can't you don't never know when someone's going to do something horrible. But so let's get back to this film. So yeah, Jean DeWolf was fine. I like that they introduced her character.
Yeah.
The woman who's playing her is fine. She's really short. I mean, she's shorter
tiny
than
woman.
Tom Holland, and that's hard to do.
She's from the Bear.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's like this tiny lady, but she's a cop, and hopefully she's only arresting people that are under 4 feet tall. But because otherwise they're gonna just toss her like
She's
a rag.
I'm after the short kings. I'll get them.
They have the kids purposely sitting down, so she's taller
those kids are tall as shit. They look so tall and lanky.
But what else? Damage Control as the bad guy. They did flip it. Like, Damage Control is a joke. They just clean up stuff to make them the guys that make the Sentinels. Is that's weird to me?
Look, they're going to be the mutant hunters.
Because I think Spider-Man leaves his. So anyway, the movie has this convention where they're trying to do Straczynski's other thing a little bit, and or like the Neogenic Nightmare from the cartoon.
Yeah,
where like Spider-Man is doing like Brundlefly. He's gonna transform into a spider because he's been Spider-Man so long because he doesn't have a job, and he doesn't have. He's Spider-Man all the time, so he's always he's constantly in spider mode and doesn't have any other like human life to counteract that. So he's becoming more spider-like, and I don't feel like that had a satisfying like end to it. Like, I didn't feel like, number one, it got out of control to a point where like I think he hurts a cop or something.
He almost kills a cop.
He almost kills a cop because
he almost kills a cop.
Yeah.
But it feels like a little venomy and not enough like what I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I feel like it was just
that's what I
they
thought.
Just kind of like they didn't go all in. They kind of just they just a little bit.
I mean, the black eyes make sense when you see the spider.
No,
and
I
stuff.
like that. That's a great effect. I think that's
but
cool.
I would let me jump in real quick.
Yeah,
I disagree respectfully.
Yeah,
I think the Spider-Man mutation is an allegory for the grief he is going through, and the fact that he's not dealing with his grief, it now is manifesting in this different way, and he has to figure out. Basically, the premise of the movie is, who is Spider-Man if he can't be Peter Parker? And at the end, when he's going through the mutation again, and she asks him, who are you? Is Peter Parker or Spider-Man? He says both.
Yeah, he can control
now
it.
He's embraced both sides of him, and he's embracing the fact that he needs to be Peter and give himself attention as Peter as well as being Spider-Man. He can't do it as just Spider-Man. His grief is manifesting in a way that's now affecting him as Spider-Man.
Yeah, that all tracks fine. That doesn't bother me at all. It's just how they chose to visualize it and bring it to the screen. It's like in the other, like he transforms. He has actually he basically gets a whole upgrade, in the way he operates. Here they do like the black eyes, and then he has organic webbing, which is I think maybe enough, but.
Well, he also, he shoots the webbing and tears apart a sword with it. Like he's much stronger. It parallels to me. So the way when I mentioned earlier how like each of these side characters relate to him in a certain way, it parallels what Hulk has gone through throughout the movies, where he's suppressed the anger that he's had, and he's not fully formed as the Hulk. Yeah. So that's why he has the Hulk in this movie.
They're both trying to control.
They're both trying to control something that if they just were to embrace, they might be a much more well-rounded character.
Right, but in the comics and in the cartoon, he sprouts like extra arms and shit.
Then you don't need to do that.
No, you don't need to do that. But like that's the horror of it. Like the reason why he's so like intent on stopping it. Here, it's just like he gets violent, and he just gets a little bit more violent than he'd like.
Yeah,
and that's not a visual thing that you see. It's just like a cause and effect thing.
Well, yeah.
So I feel like it's just not. They started with the body horror and the transformation and the cocoon, whatever.
Yeah.
But they never really went there.
Well, I like
what they did was fine. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying I know what it could have been, and I know like what they were referencing, and it never actually went there.
But I never read.
They're just kind of like grazing it slightly.
I never read the others.
No one really likes that other comic.
So I don't know where it fully went.
They took a storyline that not a lot of people really gave a shit about, and they turned it into something that was a little different that worked for this version of it.
Also, that Scorpion scene where he's like, "You think I'm Scorpion?" and he kind of loses it and he throws him in the car. It reminds me of the thing in the comics where Spider-Man, he goes, my secret is I'm always holding back. Like he has to punches, he has to, or he will kill a motherfucker. And we see that a little bit when he loses control.
Yeah, so, he always is holding back. Yeah. He never actually uses 100% of his power. And you don't really know because like in the past 4 movies, he's been very nerfed.
Yeah.
Like he's like in the other movies, even when he's fighting similar characters to that Tobey Maguire fought in the third one, like Toby was fucking holding his own with both of those. Like Green Goblin easily just like beat the fuck out of Green Goblin in the first movie. He couldn't kick his ass at all. Like, he was having a lot of trouble with him.
Spider-Man is generally, I would say even in the Raimi films, has been one of the most nerfed characters on screen. Like if you think about Spider-Man in the comics, he's not Omega level, but he is a very, 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 very strong. Like much stronger than Captain America, much stronger than a lot of these different characters.
He caught, Winter Soldier, he caught his fucking punch like it was nothing, right?
Well, in the movies. But I'm saying in the comics, he is a very, very strong character.
Yeah.
And they have him in this movie, like swinging around and hitting cops and stuff. And it's like, he would cave their chest in if he really wanted to.
Yeah, he's holding back.
Did he go, I forgot, did he go Feral Spider with the Hulk or no? He only with the hand at the end.
No, it was just the hand at the end. Yeah.
Dude, that would have been cool to see. Imagine Spider-Man. Well, I think he can't outpunch the Hulk, right? He has to like beat him with his brains, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
well, we got to talk about that. But I did want to mention, like, speaking of the Raimi movies, I love little callbacks when the fucking webs ooze out of his hand and he's like, blood, it's horrible, like that shit. And then when he's shooting webs, just like Toby, it's like, go web. And you notice he has to talk as he goes, web off, web on, as he's swinging.
He falls in the alley. That's a callback to Toby when he's like, my back.
The web swinging in this is probably the best.
Oh my God.
It reminded me a lot of the video game though.
Yeah. That's
what they were going for that.
Yeah. Because you get the feeling you're flying with him. And it felt like the video game. Like I was playing the movie for a second. I was like, oh shit, this looks familiar.
Well, speaking of web swinging, we've been jumping around a lot.
Yeah.
But speaking of web swinging, I think this goes back to like why I really enjoy the movie. But there's a couple scenes, like one where he's at the party and sees MJ with another man.
Yeah.
And then just is swinging in the webs.
Yeah.
For like in his suit, like tearing up.
Yeah,
I was like,
great.
that's fucking Spider-Man. Like he's just all like, oh my God,
He
I
didn't
can't.
bother changing. He doesn't care if anybody sees him. He is,
Right.
and that what triggers the evolution.
Mutation. And then
Yeah, the
later on, when
mutation.
we can talk about those scenes, but later on when she's like, you know, reads a letter or whatever, we can talk about the scene more in depth. And, you know, it says, I don't have any memory of you.
Yeah.
And then she's like, by the way, can you take me home? And he has to like swing home with her.
So great.
And he's
Yes.
like, this
Yeah, it
girl
was all
doesn't
good
even
stuff.
love me.
She's like, I don't know you,
I
bro.
think that
I'm
is
leaving.
the best part of the movie is that whole interplay.
Fuck.
The relationship between those two.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like, look, Spider-Man is always like kind of, he's having a sad sack life. He never gets what he wants. He's always struggling to just be a normal person. And, you know, eventually he does get Mary Jane and he gets married, but even that's tested all the time.
Yeah.
But here he has an inkling of the torture that Peter Parker goes through.
He's had it very easy the first three movies. I'll agree with you there.
So here they start to get on that track where Peter Parker is always constantly, you know, being pulled in a million directions, can never commit to anyone, is always bringing trouble to everyone that he knows. And he's always towing that line and never gets what he wants. And he's always disappointed. And he always has to just live with sucking shit every day.
Yep.
And so this whole interplay with MJ and Ned was the thing that made it the most like a Spider-Man movie.
I
It
agree.
made it most like, and that if it didn't have this, I would not like this movie as much as I did. I actually like this movie a lot. And because of this.
Listen, you said best Spider-Man. That's high fucking praise. For
Yeah.
me.
Well, let's stay on it for a second. So, you know, he finally goes to the party, and obviously he sees Ned, and then he sees MJ with her, and then you get the scene. I think we need to spend a little time on this, where you get the scene where he's got to save her, because Jean Grey's bouncing around, and he gets her on the roof.
Oh, let's talk about the roof.
And Jean Grey is inhabited in Zendaya, but you don't, or in MJ, and you don't know it. And she's playing up like, oh, if I just kiss you, man, all these memories will come back. Something's always been missing. That was fucking great scene.
I was like, oh my God.
It's super dark.
Did they get you? Did anybody see it coming? Because I was like, fuck, why? I should have saw.
I knew at a certain point in time when, like, I was like, oh, this is going to happen. I was like, oh, that's Jean Grey. She's got to be somewhere.
Too easy. It was too. It was the middle of the movie. I was like, it's too easy.
Yeah, it's not happening. And so maybe if she kisses him again and remembers it, it might have broke the spell. But she didn't remember any of that. And I was like, oh fuck, that is so wrong. That is so.
And you know, Jean Grey could have easily unlocked all that shit if she wanted to.
She could have made him all remember again if he knew. Maybe
I don't
she
know.
doesn't
I don't know.
later.
I don't know if she can or not.
And then
the magic part.
And then MJ falls again. How many times does she fall? And he's got to save her.
Well,
like several
she
times.
doesn't fall. Jean Grey sends her to her
makes
death.
her, makes her jump. Yeah.
I mean, I will agree that the some of the Jean Grey stuff, I think it works for the movie. It doesn't necessarily work if you're trying to launch a popular character that's supposed to be your hero.
No.
Right.
So I will agree there.
It is weird.
I do think, though, building off that scene, what I really enjoyed about Peter in this movie, and I think Tom Holland is fantastic as Peter Parker in this movie.
Let's talk about Tom.
But one of the things that he does, a scene that's written, is when he's with MJ later on.
Yeah.
And like they've done the whole letter thing, which we should talk about too.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, by the way, like, I'm sorry. I
kissed you.
Yeah. Right.
Like you were possessed.
Like he immediately is like, he's such a good guy that he's like, even though I know you were mind wiped, it's still wrong for me to have kissed you when you weren't consenting to this. So
I
I'm
love
sorry.
when she's like, you know what I see from my side of the curtain? A good guy who's trying to do the right thing.
Oh, when they're like flirting.
Yeah.
When they're like, yeah. I mean, what'd you guys think of the scene where she reveals after he gets back, she reveals that she's read the letter?
Dude, that was.
I was like, oh shit!
I know she's because he folded it up and he left it there.
The question I have,
she's sitting there with it.
One of the questions I have is, if we're jumping into the way they wrote it, did he intend for her to see the letter?
I don't think
was it by an accident, or did he? Because he clearly brings the letter. Why would you bring the letter if you don't want her to read it?
Well, so Jean Grey had read the letter. That's how she found out earlier, right?
Right.
So he just needed to have this letter because it's kind of the thing that still anchors him to his past.
I think he did intend for her to read the letter.
But
I think he wanted her to see it.
But he didn't know she was going to be there when he first put the letter. No, he did. I guess he brought her there with Frank.
Maybe there's a chance.
Put it there.
It could be.
I initially was like, she happened to stumble upon it, but I was like, I think the character wanted her to read the letter and hope that this would end in a way that was romantic. And in to Ruggs' point, I think this is also very Peter Parker. It's not, and they don't right away the ending of the movie. They're like, she reads it and she's like, yeah, like, I'm sure that was awesome.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of this.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
And just think about what he just went through.
So he's got to do it the hard way. He's got to win her again.
From kissing MJ on the rooftop and for a moment thinking she's back to her going, look, maybe this girl loved you, but I don't know you, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, fuck off.
Like, fuck. But, and then it is hilarious when she walks away and then she comes back. She's like, can you give me a ride? And of course he's a good guy. He's like, of course, you know.
But she's also a written, I think, as well as she's been written in these 4 movies.
Yeah.
Because she helps him out.
Well, they continue to hang out too.
But she also recognizes, hey, like, even though I don't love this guy, I don't even know this fucking guy.
Yeah.
This guy is clearly yearning for me and Ned.
Yeah.
So I will invite him up to play with Ned.
Yeah, and she does that lovely drawing, and he's unmasked in the drawing, and they're just like palling out and quoting Lord of the Rings. Like
she can clearly see that he's got issues. Like he's mentally like he's grieving right now.
Yeah.
And she needs to, even though she doesn't love him, she's a caring enough person to be like, yo, you can hang out with us.
Well, she's understood now what he's going through. Yeah, and she helps him with like the tech and the mystery and the thing throughout the whole movie.
Do you think it was a little weird that Peter Parker wouldn't know that the glasses on his emit radiation? On his suit emit radiation?
I mean, look.
MJ would point that out.
You can't know everything. You're a scientist. So, yeah, I don't know. Everyone's smart in this movie. Everyone's a scientist.
Everyone's smart. Ruggs loves that, right?
Everyone's a fucking scientist. Everyone's a fucking scientist. Look, I think you said it earlier.
A fucking scientist.
I think Tom Holland is way better in this than the Odyssey, and this is probably his best outing as Spider-Man.
Well, look, that Tom Holland, like he was a weak link in the Odyssey, but he did a great job here. He's the perfect age. He's lived with the character for a long time. The thing that I don't like about Tom Holland, and besides the way they write him and the way that they actually establish the Peter Parker character with zero origin or zero Uncle Ben or any of that stuff, is that he doesn't ever seem, and it's a small nitpick, and Tobey Maguire didn't do this, but I think Andrew Garfield did it a little bit better, is that he doesn't seem like he's a guy who grew up in New York. He just doesn't.
I mean, he was working this Queen's accent a little bit. It was kind of working.
Yeah. I don't know what a New York person sounds like.
Me.
Frank, come on! He sounds like fucking Bernthal.
But I think he's got
bloody. Just that's how John's bloody.
He's got much more. They write him in a way where he doesn't have to be like the aw shucks high school kid anymore. So he's got much more room to spread his wings.
He's mature. He's grown up.
But I mean, I think he did a good job servicing this kind of like New York-ish person. Like I think he.
So some of the bits I loved is the fact that he was in the suit so long in this movie, and he's just walking around chasing down leads. Like he pulls a Columbo with Metzger. He's like, just one more thing. Does this mean anything? And it just in the suit walking around. I don't know why. It tickled me. I was like, this is fucking fantastic.
Can I talk about something that I really disliked and I thought was another forced bullshit?
Sure.
Is Yelena Belova.
Oh, I love the pool scene. Come on.
I thought it was
how funny was
if
this?
If they did that in reverse with make a girl take off her clothes and get into the bath.
You can't do that.
No, you can't. So I mean, it's first of all, the fact that they had to shoehorn her into the movie just to be like, hey, and then the fact that she insults him and says, "You're small potatoes," when she never even went and fought Thanos.
That's true.
I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? She is.
She's our Black Widow. All right, put some respect on her name.
Look, I have to say, like, I don't know. Is she a great? I don't know. I don't really think she's the greatest character.
I do think I had fun with the scene because he had to go into the. I like that he goes in the bathhouse with a mask on.
That's so funny.
Well, you're right. I mean, she's not. there probably could have been another. They probably could have done Captain America, Falcon.
They could have just not done the scene. He could have gotten that info
in there,
else.
and you know, she has to mention the new Avengers. She does mention she's there to tie all the other shit together, right?
Yeah, it's.
But I love
part of what they
her.
do to tie the universes together.
I love Elena. I love Florence Pugh, and like this is we're doing big potatoes. These are tiny potatoes.
Like you already have the Hulk in it. You don't need to do that. You have the Hulk and the Punisher.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Bernthal's Punisher, who for the first time is now in a Marvel movie doing a PG-13 Marvel movie.
I was worried, but I think they pulled it off. Simply because he says shit like 200 times in the movie. That's horse shit, dog.
I really liked him in it too.
So
I think they I like that he and Pete have this bond where he's like kind of his big brother.
They're frenemies. Yeah.
I also agree. I also think part of why Punisher is in the movie, and this is why I think it works well, is Pete sees by being with Bernthal or with Punisher, Frank Castle, what can happen if you go all the way and you reject your personal life. And even Frank's like, you don't want to be like me, kid. This is a fucking curse.
It's a sentence. Yeah.
Like, right. But then also Frank, by being with Pete, starts to soften up because Peter's such a good guy that by the end, Frank realizes, hey, my methods, while I still will fucking kill people, like there is a line here.
They got him shot.
I almost killed my friend by doing it like this.
Fuck,
so I think they both grow from the movie. So I actually liked both of them together in the movie.
I mean, they had some of the funniest lines, right? The whole Staten Island thing is like a Budapest thing, right? We don't know what happened, but clearly this is where they met. And then that whole thing where they're talking over each other. What does this look like to you? And then my favorite part is he's like, what do you need to fix this inhibitor? And he goes, you're not going to. He's like, you got a mouth on you, kid. And he's like, well, you got micro tools and this and that. And then he just goes, I got all that shit. And he goes, why? So then he goes, Bob's. He goes, bingo. It's fucking great.
What'd you think, Ruggs? I know you don't. You have a lot of baggage with both Pete and this version of Frank.
Yeah, Bernthal is like, you know, he's not the stoic.
Oh, he is yelling.
Punisher.
He is yelling and shooting.
He's an emotional Punisher.
He's not the stoic, like contemplative, like super planner, like understands what's going on, improvising when things go wrong. He just like this blunt brute force and it's rage. And Punisher is like a controlled rage. So if you look at what they did in the Netflix stuff, you know, he's a fucking crazy. And then even in that one shot that we just saw, that Marvel came out,
he murdered many people.
Yeah, and he was a psychopath and whatever. So here he's still like willing to go places that Peter won't.
Yeah,
but they softened him up a lot. But I'll tell you this though, they made the chemistry enjoyable. At least.
Oh, every scene I loved, and even when he's like, I built this inhibitor, and Frank is like, yo, well, you could just shoot her. Like, it's perfect Frank. I love when he shows up and he shoots at the Hulk, and Peter's like, you are out of your league, buddy. This is the Hulk. And he just goes, oh, shit, as the fucking Hulk destroys the ground. It's fucking great.
What are you going to do, tickle him to death?
Yeah, it's like, bring a bigger gun. Good idea, Frank. Like, hilarious patter. Well, even when he's drinking coffee and he lifts the mask up, he's like, that's the goofiest shit I ever seen. What the fuck are you doing?
I saw that scene. I saw parts of that scene at Comic-Con. I thought it was amazing, and I thought it was also really good. What do you guys think of the three-way fight between those characters?
I mean,
it was over quick. It was over
quick,
really
but
quick.
that slow-mo shot, again, just like Feige said, I never thought I'd see fucking Spider-Man and Punisher fighting the Hulk like that.
I'll tell you this. The Hulk looked fantastic. It's great to have him back. Rage Hulk is great.
Huge.
Looks just like, you know, Sal Buscema drew him or whatever.
Yeah, even Peter goes, I didn't think you could get that big. And I love that he raged out, and it wasn't because of Jean Grey. It was just the inhibitor broke. It was too late.
Well, the Hulk remembered Spider-Man.
So the Hulk, because he looks at him, he says, I'm Peter, I'm your friend. And that's when he stops and lets go.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you another thing I disliked. We just kind of touched that with the Hulk. There's a lot of, how many movies are we at now? We're on a third or fourth movie where the ending is like you talk the person down. So we had the new Avengers,
Thunderbolts,
we had the Captain America where
they talked him down,
and now we got a third one. So they're just, I guess that's the new therapy is the new superhero.
But it's also, they do the thing where they introduce the thing and you think it's the villain, but really they're misunderstood and they're a good guy. Like they do that in every fucking movie.
You're right. It is a pattern, especially we can talk about the ending, about, getting into people's heads and getting an understanding of their psychosis. It's just simply replacing Beam in the Sky, guys. It used to be Beam in the Sky.
It used to be lots of cannon fodder, Beam in the Sky.
Yeah. Now they're talking, they're changing it up.
You gotta talk him down.
Yeah, but they're doing it 3 movies in a row.
You gotta talk him down.
Well, let's get into, I think we didn't spend enough time on Jean Grey, but this is a good time to get back into her.
Yeah.
So I think Jean Grey obviously is another allegory for what Peter's going through in terms of the grief.
Yeah, she tells him.
What's that?
She tells him at the end, right?
Oh,
Like
well,
that-
no, he figures it out.
Yeah, no, but the speech she gives him, like, that life is over. You can't, who you're going to be, mirroring what he's going through.
Right. I truly, it does become a Jean Grey movie for about 20 minutes, but I do like, even though that's copying, I do like where he's just like, all right, get in my head. Like, you'll see.
Go ahead. Yeah.
You'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
And I thought the speech that Aunt May was giving to Peter now gives to Jean. I thought that was also like very well done. And I even like the part where she's like, I've got nothing. Like, I've got nobody. He's like, you got me.
You got me. Yeah, you're not alone. Here's the thing about that, right? Earlier, I think it's either in Ned's board or in Peter's room, there is a sign that says, great power, great responsibility. I thought May was about to say that in those flashback scenes, but those words have never been uttered in an MCU Spider-Man movie, which is essentially...
Yes, it has.
When? Who said it?
No Way Home, she goes...
She said it?
With great power must come great responsibility.
She does say it in that movie. I forgot. Okay.
She's, as Rug loves, she is Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
She is the first 3 movies were like the origin story for this.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the ending with Jean Grey, Ruggs?
Well, I just told you. I'm like, they did it 3 times already. But with this particular one, I feel like there's no other way to do it because he's not going to punch her.
No.
But when you have Jean Grey as the bad guy, that just makes it's just so weird. Like, Jean Grey's the bad guy. She's trying to figure out what happened to her sister.
Yeah.
She's using the Hulk to punch through a door. We find out there's nothing behind the door. And there's nothing there. There's just
she didn't know what VMAX was, right? That was the thing. It's like
VMAX is a great bike, by the way.
Yeah,
but,
they make bikes.
VMAX is an amazing bike. But the VMAX thing, whatever, is fine. But like, look, she needed to hear a pep talk that she's special and that she's not a piece of shit because she's a mutant, and that's going to solve the movie. And you buy that, okay? I could see it. I could see it, but in a manner of speaking, saying, all right, I understand that Spider-Man's a good guy. I'm not going to kill him. I'm going to, I didn't get what I wanted. Let me get the fuck out of here type thing. Because like, she came to find out what happened to her sister.
She didn't kill Metzger. She could have killed Metzger
Metzger just fucks off and nothing happens to him.
Well, he's going to come back in the X-Men movies.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be the leader of the fucking
And then do you think she's heading upstate to Xavier's school?
Of course.
She's not going to jail.
Yeah, she's not going to jail.
Well, wait, but I think there's a point there. I think the way you read it and the way I read it it's not that she learns that she's not a bad person. She learns that you can go through intense loss and grief and not be the person that she's becoming, which is a killer. All right. She sees what Peter has gone through and goes, oh, there's a better way to go about this.
And Punisher is the other path that happens, like
sort of. Yeah. Punisher is like the other way this could go.
Yeah.
But like she's becoming like that. I think her beginning in the head of Peter is like, that's what it is. She's seeing there's a better way. There's people that have gone through grief with just as powerful as her that aren't handling it the way she's handling it.
Yeah. Well, they kind of, that happens. But I think that they're leaning more on the fact that they're trying to get this message. Like, if you're born and you're not like considered to be quote, quote, normal, and you never got, it's because you never got the love you should have gotten. You never were understood as a person.
Right.
If people were just understanding to you, you wouldn't have to be perceived as a pariah or as something else. And that's the message they need to get out in this movie. So that's more like what's happening in that scene. I think is what maybe on the subtext is what you're saying is happening, but outwardly that's what's being displayed.
Well, they are trying to, which is a little odd, right? I would admit they are trying to also establish why would people discriminate against mutants, especially in a world like this,
where there's superheroes everywhere.
Exactly, but I think that what they're trying to do is like, hey, parents don't mind people with powers if you get them by accident, but being born with them and making you weird when you're like they immediately are like the parents left them at 13, right. Which is supposedly when the powers manifest as X-Men. So
puberty,
they're trying to like backdoor. Okay, why would anyone even fucking hate mutants in this world?
Well, the bigger relatable picture of all this is when you're different, you can be ostracized, you can be feared. It's very lonely. People, like you said, Rugs, people don't understand.
I mean, this is a world where like a hand is sticking out of the ocean and there was a 5-year gap where people like came back to life.
It's true.
It's just, I feel like, okay, this feels really forced.
But I think the thing though is not to super defend them. They didn't have the X-Men, so they couldn't. Yeah. They're having to do this now,
right
after creating all this other stuff. So it's not written like where like in the comics.
Well, yeah, that's
they could do it all at the same time, and
right.
I mean, I think there's even something online. I forget. It was like Ditko and Stan Lee were like, "Man, we're fucking tired of coming up with all these reasons for why heroes
have powers.
So let's just say they were born with it."
Yeah.
It's just different now with the way with the fact that they acquired the X-Men so late.
Right. And I think this is leading to after Doomsday when all the Fox X-Men die, like this is the start of the new X-Men team, right? In this universe.
Well, also don't forget Peter left the inhibitor with them.
Oh, right. With
so that's going to definitely
control.
be a big thing because they make a big point of like, I mean, Paul calls it out. Mary Jane calls it out like, this is kind of wrong that you're doing this, that you're building this inhibitor.
Right.
So like they're obviously planting the seed. It's a little awkward. I will admit that it's X-Men. I would have never thought you'd do an X-Men origin story in Spider-Man.
The inhibitor also remind me of the Doc Ock Spider-Man too.
Wasn't also
Chip
X2? Wasn't there something that was just people's
there
powers?
Yeah, in the X-Men, there's always a collar or something.
Yeah.
That suppresses powers. Also, at the end, I love the little detail where Jean is keeping Peter alive while he's in the hospital. Did you guys read it like that?
Oh, no, Frank says
he
that.
says it. Yeah. And then another detail. Remember at the very end, he's in the crowd, and then Frank is put out of the costume, and he's jumping around like a gorilla.
That was great.
For some reason, it's hilarious. He's like,
I can't see him ever really doing that in real life,
but it was enough for him to get. Yeah, but then that kid part
was awesome.
But do you think that was Jean Grey popped into that kid?
No, Imran. No,
okay. I don't know.
It's simply the fact that they were trying to convey how much Spider-Man, how popular he is in New York.
Everybody loves
because they've never in the first 3 movies. One of many criticisms was like these movies aren't even occurring in New York,
right?
So they're like fast tracking. Hey, like it's been 4 years. He's gone through all these heroes. He is a hero in New York. So when he's hurt, like the city's rallies around him, which is what they did in Raimi's Spider-Man, right? They carry him out like Jesus in the train. In Amazing Spider-Man, all the cranes
Spider-Man, you mess with New York City.
Right. Amazing Spider-Man, they have all the cranes go through so he can swing off of them. So they're doing the thing they always do, which is, hey, New York loves Spider-Man. We got to do this.
Just different in a different way.
What did you think? All right, let's go. So we're like kind of going through the movie. At the end.
Yeah.
Is your reading that Ned remembers? Or is it muscle memory?
It's muscle memory that triggers the actual.
And then why does he remember?
Memory. Because their bond was that strong, bro. They're bros.
You think he remembers at the end?
I think he does because he goes, Peter.
Oh.
He never told him. He told him his name was Maynard. Remember? Maynard? I'm Maynard.
Well, he says I'm Peter, and then they do the handshake.
That's right. And then
goes, Ned's
Peter.
Like eyes open up. He's like, Peter.
I think he remembered. I think he has been unlocked.
So one of the theories online, and it's good to get your thoughts, is the reason, if you believe he remembers, is because in the last movie he has magic abilities.
He did, yeah. That was kind of a wonky,
and then they just abandoned it.
Yeah, what happened to the sling ring? You were slinging fucking magic around.
So
what happened to that shit?
I'll give you my thought. I think he remembers.
Yeah,
I think there's always been a part of him that feels like something is missing. Because he's got the Spider-Man board. He's trying to like find out who this person is.
Yeah.
And even MJ, I think at some point she will remember too, because they cut to a scene where she's on the roof and she's touching the Dahlia necklace that he gave her.
Yes.
So like, I think what they're doing is they're planting in, hey, there's a memory that could be unlocked at some point with these characters. I think Ned was the first one to be like, oh, fuck, like Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's kind of what happened. I would love to see some more friends, like he could have made a Harry Osborn friend or some other people. But he needs friends.
What is the, before we get into the post-credit scene, because I think this is interesting. If I know you would add in everything, but what would be the next thing that you would add to this Spider-Man that's from the Spider-Man lore that's missing? Would it be like the job? Would it be Gwen? Would it be Captain Stacy? What would you do? Venom? Like, what would you do where it's like, hey, this makes more Peter. This makes it more Peter.
Well, I think that if you don't have a fully fledged Peter Parker, like you don't have a Spider-Man movie, and with Peter Parker comes with all this other stuff. So you have, Peter Parker has gone through many iterations of different girlfriends, different friend groups throughout time. But if you're just looking at let's say the era from the 1960s to the 2000s, like a nice, pretty large block, right?
Yeah.
40 years, right? So of Spider-Man versus the recent stuff where they've gone all over the place. We have multiverses of Spider-Man and all that shit. So a lot for the large part of it, he is working as a photographer. That's not really a job anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But
I mean, you could, but
you'd have to find something that's in the same realm. Like maybe
so that's number one. He's got to have a job that's like something like that.
Yeah, maybe he's like a whatever. He works for somebody. He works for a news and he tries to fucking get proof of stuff.
Can I tell you my theories of where he makes money?
How?
Maybe Aunt May had an inheritance.
Oh, you're talking about how he's got all that stuff.
Oh, an insurance policy?
Did the Avengers get paid? Does he have leftover Avenger money?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's not that, it's definitely
no one knows who Peter Parker is. So how's he going to get paid?
That's true. So there's only one answer. There's only one answer.
What's that?
He's on OnlyFans.
Oh shit!
He's going on there going, "Let me shoot my web at you." He's selling feet pics.
Let's go back to what Ruggs was saying. You took this in a bad direction.
But how did he afford all this shit?
There's no answer because he just doesn't have computers. He has shit that can like Tony Stark level technology.
No, you're right. Yeah. It was a question I had. I wrote down, how is he making money? How is he affording all this stuff?
Because at least the Raimi movies, like, what a wonderful scene.
And how come the Punisher's got this shit too? Because the movie needs to happen.
Yeah. I think if I had to predict the next thing you would say, Ruggs, I would say you would flip it and have the cops not like him and maybe bring in like a Captain Stacy or something like that.
Yeah, I would probably have more opposition to him being Spider-Man. Like, I think the people like Spider-Man, but the establishment does not.
Right.
I think that the people on the streets are like, they fucking love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right. And that's where why I like Spider-Man, because I'm from the streets. I fucking understand that the fucking system's corrupt and you need somebody fucking doing the right thing.
But in the comics, he did work with DeWolf. So there was a point where he's working
and then
with
she
the
got
cops.
killed.
Well, maybe they'll do that here. That would be great.
So, but that wasn't a long-lived thing, right? It was just maybe like for 2 years, maybe at the most.
Yeah.
So, there was a period, but I mean, you have so much other Spider-Man stuff we can move to.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man has to sow his oats. He needs the Black Cat. He needs some other like escapades with other women. Gwen Stacy, actual Mary Jane. Like you need like the party girl, though, the girl that's the model, not another scientist, like that's like pretty much understands him and is on his. Like there's no like push and pull. They're kind of all the same, like I feel like that was interesting. Like, how does a nerd like Parker get this woman,
He always got the women. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause
I think part of this, why they're not doing things like the Origin or J. Jonah is because it's been done several times.
Yeah,
right.
I agree with that.
And they just want to do something different.
They wanted to put their own spin on it for sure.
They're doing this kind of like, the puppy dog love that lasts forever type thing.
I actually think it's really adorable that the cops in New York love him for once, because it is kind of fun. It's heartwarming. he can't catch a break as Peter, but at least people love the Spider-Man.
Well, like
so.
it's not like he can't catch a break. He's his own. See,
He is his own worst enemy.
yes,
Yeah.
in the comic books and in the Raimi movies, it's everybody else. It's everything else. The circumstances that are making him miserable.
Right.
He's making himself miserable because he has a girl on his floor that's like flirting with him, and he's like doesn't even stop to think, hey, I might fucking hook up with this chick. Like he wants to sit there and wallow in it. He solved the problem. He had made a sacrifice. He cannot deal with what he had done. So it's a different thing. Yeah, he's suffering. Yes, you get the baseline suffering, which
but it's the same goofy shit from No Way Home where he could have just called the fucking university instead of doing all this horse shit. And he's like, wait, I could have just called them.
Like at the end of the day, they picked the worst ways to get to Peter Parker. Like,
but they got there, bro. They got there. Mostly.
They get as close as they get.
Well, let me defend Pete.
Yeah.
The incident where he loses Peter or he loses MJ and Ned.
Yeah.
He's 18 years old in the movie.
Yeah.
So if you think about 18 years old and going through that intense of a grief, and then not talking to anybody about it
for 4 years.
Yeah. I think it's reasonable to conclude like, hey, this guy'd be pretty fucked up. And he's only 18. He wasn't an adult.
It's a lot to handle.
So, I don't think it's unreasonable to think he would make a bad decision and not be able to handle it because he was a child when he did it.
Yeah, I mean, he's not perfect, right? He's flawed. So,
we're just dealing with the version that we're getting. We're getting an 18. No Way Home was 18. He was an 18-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I say this is an Elseworld Spider-Man. It's never going to be close to what it's supposed to be.
No, but this journey these people have taken is, I feel like, you said I disagree with. I feel like this is a very fleshed out.
And you want to know why this movie is better than the other ones?
Yeah.
Because it's closer to the comics.
Oh shit! Source material, motherfuckers.
Because they're not going.
No, you're right.
They're trying to make it feel like more like what the comics offered to you was a Peter that was on his heels, that had to overcome some angst, and that didn't have everybody like in the first Spider-Man, the Homecoming. He had like the hottest girl in school liking him, and she's like a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Like in no world would that happen. Like, but they just
but he's marrying Zendaya, who is 2 feet taller than him, so it does happen.
Yes, it does.
In real life.
In real life,
they had great chemistry in the movie. I will say also,
yes.
The direction they took. While I don't have as big a problem with the first three movies as Rugboy does, I do think it's refreshing to see that. The movie is shot differently. Like there's definitely a different feel. There's more shadows. It's not this flat background. It's not this aw shucks like, oh, I'm Peter. This is awesome. He's grieving. And I think like I mentioned earlier, I think the action is shot just very well, like very differently.
Yeah.
Practical suit helps.
Practical suit certainly helps. Like you can see his fucking ears in the suit a lot of times.
The suit is fantastic. And what you said about the shadows is great because those John Watts movies, he was all like evenly lit and smooth. And you could tell it was
John Watts used green screen for fucking everything.
It was too much.
If you look at the behind the scenes of John Watts, they're literally for any scene doing anything. Like literally if you're standing in front of a brick wall, that'll be green screen for no reason.
Yeah.
Yep. And apparently that tank scene was the first scene they shot in this movie.
Yep.
And they shot it on the streets of Scotland, which was supposed to be New York, but they had real people. They were like inviting people to come out and see it.
Remember we talked about that? Remember those photos from a year ago when they were shooting? I was like, look at these fucking pictures. The suit looks amazing.
Those slow-mos that are recreating the comic book covers are actually shot on screen. Like the Scorpion one.
Yeah.
They add Peter like jack his head back as he was getting hit.
Yeah, the ramrod.
Like 0.4. I forget what the aspect, but like, all those things were actually shot on screen. Like they actually utilized the fact that he's an athletic guy.
I just don't like the way that they did the Amazing Fantasy. I thought that was lame. And the reason why is because Peter Parker in this movie is really small. Like he's actually like almost 6 feet in the comic books.
He's 5'7" here.
He's 5'7", and the guy that he's holding is huge in comparison to him. So it looks weird. The Amazing Fantasy cover, he looks like he's holding like a child almost, because Spider-Man's like a normal sized guy.
Yeah, look, can we go through some of these Easter eggs that
Sure, go for
I
it.
really loved? The opening Marvel logo, all Spider-Man. But did you notice, like, Peter was disappearing in the scenes?
Right, yeah.
But very cool. That montage was exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I fucking loved the Amazing Fantasy montage. Boomerang, Tarantula, Ramrod. Tombstone, I wish had he had the biggest cameo. I wish there was more, but maybe we'll see him later. He looked great.
Scorpion, you wouldn't consider a cameo then.
No, Scorpion was like in the movie.
Yeah.
That one don't count, but they did do the same cover with that.
The tail hitting him.
Yeah. Tom Holland has a non-alcoholic beer brand called Biro. You could see it. It's in the bodega.
Yeah, I saw that.
In the movie.
How many Samsung phones do we need to see?
There was a lot of flip phones. MJ goes, she turned down the job. Could that be Oscorp, where she was like, it was a shady corporation or something? I don't know. Yelena, when he calls her scream name is Macaroni Fiend, like 101 or something.
Yeah, that's from Hawkeye.
Yeah. She mentions the new Avengers. Bill Metzger in the comics is an anti-mutant activist. First appeared X-Men Children of the Atom #1 in 1999. And then Damage Control, as I mentioned, that first. So Damage Control has a total of 20 issues of comics. It came out in 88, pitched as a sitcom within the Marvel Universe. It's a joke thing. It doesn't have a lot of comics. You can do whatever the fuck you want. There is a Naruto poster in Ned's room. That's Quentin's next movie. He's doing live action Naruto. Oh, I love when he mentions Peter 2 with the organic webs, where he's like, Peter 2 had him. He was cool. Friendly Neighborhood, of course. He goes to ESU, and he's got an ESU hoodie in the comics. That's where he went.
The Friendly Neighborhood line is from MJ. She goes, you're a friendly
neighbor.
Yeah.
And he jokes. ESU is in there, and he went there in the comics. In this, he doesn't go to college at all. I love the Thanos question from that student.
He doesn't go to college.
He doesn't even go to college in this fucking. He's so smart, though. He doesn't need college. What does he need college for? He figured out an inhibitor.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
But she's like, why didn't Thanos just make more food?
That's the running question on the internet. Is if he would have just made more food, it would have.
That was funny.
Would have been
the guy's like, what's the answer? Hulk smash. Another Raimi callback. Every good Spider-Man movie should have a funny elevator scene. And this one, I thought, had a pretty funny elevator scene.
When he ignores the girl?
No, when he puts her clothes on, and she's like, is that my shirt? Because no. And then it has her name on the back on his ass. It's pretty funny.
I thought that was actually pretty funny.
Easter egg, Peter and MJ kiss, catching MJ again. There's a Mayor Fisk poster in the alley. The boat the Punisher is on is named the Golden Girl. This is the same boat that is in Jerry Conway's Spectacular Spider-Man run, issue 141 that the Punisher was on. You see Frank's family in the photos. He's using the Shocker gauntlet. Lots of Star Wars callbacks with the Chewbacca and the Legos. And
Peter and Ned bonded over the Legos.
Yeah. And the Lord of the Rings. Video game moves. I already said the Great Power, Great Responsibility. Black Dahlia necklace. You already said Keith David narrating that Spider film, which was also funny because it was so disturbing. He's like, can you turn that off? And then Jean's probably heading to Xavier's school. And I already mentioned inhibitor similar to Doc Ock and other things. Let me ask you, this is the big question. Ruggs, this might make you mad. But now that Tom Holland's been playing this character for 10 years, 9 appearances, I feel like he's the definitive Spider-Man. Live action.
Is he the definitive Spider-Man? I think he's in the most movies. Yeah. So, I think to a large generation of people, yes.
Right? They grew up with him.
I think that he fits the character to a degree. He is tiny, but maybe it works in this, I guess. But I feel like Spider-Man doesn't have to be that big anyway. But I think he does a good job. I think he's solid. I'm not going to. I kind of like Andrew Garfield's a little bit more trying to do a New York thing, and I like a little more attitude. And I feel like just a little bit edgier would be nice. Like he's a little too nice. Little too aw shucks still a little bit, but I feel like that's not his fault as an actor. That's what they write for him.
Yeah,
but I think he portrays
they're slow rolling this whole thing.
Yeah,
I feel like
them to have a little bit more balls. Can I
give you my thoughts on all three?
Yes.
So I think Toby was. I think the Toby version of Spider-Man was probably the most true to the character. But also Toby was probably miscast as a high school kid, and also they wrote Toby to be very emo throughout the movies. So you lost a lot of that jokiness. I think Garfield would have been the best one.
Yeah.
He completely nails the jokey, like when he puts on the mask in that first movie, he's like, small knives, my greatest fear. And he's like, and then he like webs him up. He's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
the attitude is there.
Yeah. He's got the attitude. And I think he's actually the best actor of the three. I think what works to Tom Holland's advantage is one, the longevity, but two, you get to see Tom grow up in the role. So he's just had more to do. Like he's been in 3 movies. He's been this high school kid. Yeah. He's playing he's trying to be on the Avengers. Now you've got him being an adult. Like you've got him doing so many different things that he's just able to expand his range. Whereas like Andrew Garfield was cut off at the knees after that Spider-Man 2. And Toby was kind of this one note emo guy throughout all 3 of the films.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I will agree with all that. I think Andrew's probably the better actor, have given more of a chance.
Toby's got the nostalgia bait though.
But I think that the reason why Toby works also is that in the movies, they actually fucked with some shit. His Uncle Ben dies.
Yeah.
Fucking Aunt May and Mary Jane both get fucking accosted by the Green Goblin and almost killed.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like he is in a different place, like as far as how his powers and the things that happen to him. Like, you know, his best friend wants to fucking kill him.
I mean, that's more comic accurate. But it's not in a world with all these MCU guys. So what we have now,
right? So like, you're really they're using the Spider-Man character, but they're not using the best of Spider-Man's tools.
But I feel like it's slowly getting there. Like this, I hope there's.
The question that Anthony asked like a little while ago was, where do you go from here? There, like
trilogy.
Is there a Green Goblin? Is there a Hobgoblin? Is there a Ned Leeds? Is Ned Leeds going to try and kill him? Like, like all these things are not going to happen. Is like none of these things are going to happen.
Well, I think it's a little bit complicated. Like I would love to see them introduce those characters, but I think one of the reasons why we haven't seen a lot of the main Sony villains is because Sony was trying to make their own villain universe. So they were, you know, obviously they shut that down, but I think they were still trying to build towards a Sinister Six movie. And obviously that didn't work, but that also inhibited the characters that they would use in these movies.
Yeah. They were hamstrung. They were kind of cut off at the knees to do a lot of the stuff. But
so I found this post about the original plan, Sony's plan versus Marvel Studios' plan. And it is what we talked about, right? They wanted the Venom and Null and Tobey Maguire back. Sony, Marvel wanted street level, grounded. The interesting thing is it says in here, Sony is a constellation because Marvel's won. Sony requested the movie include an Avenger, an X-Men character, and a Marvel TV character. That's why those 3 fuckers are in there. Because of it was a consolation or a compromise.
It worked. They got
interest. It did.
$370 million.
Marvel definitely picked the right way and the right path. Clearly.
I also read that Tom Holland basically like said, I'm not doing this unless we do like a more grounded story.
Well, because he was working on a Nolan film, right? And he comes back and he goes, what's all this bullshit? Let's make something good. I just got schooled over here on a Nolan set.
There is that theory that I've seen a lot of people talk about that like ever since he's been with Nolan, he's like, no, I'm doing some acting now.
This is how you make movies, motherfucker.
Apparently, the rumor is that Tom Holland's going to do like a Fred Astaire biography or some shit.
Oh, I could see that. He's a good dancer.
Yeah. Apparently Tom Holland is like now on the like I am an actor type thing.
Oh shit! After working with Nolan, it probably changed him.
I think this is the only movie I've actually seen him do some real acting in. Until
possibly.
He's been good, yeah, but I think he gets much more to do in this movie.
Post-credit scene, Spidey tracker lights up. Oh, another. We found another Spider-Man sighting. Zooms out into space. The original track is still there, and there's a second Spider-Man dot. This has got to be Tobey Maguire. Setting up Secret Wars incursions coming in. I don't know. What do you think that means?
Who's got the Spider-Man tracker in space?
I don't know. That is weird. I don't know how it picked that up. That's a strong ass fucking app. Is that on the App Store? I can get this?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
that's a stretch, but
Who's got their
Whatever.
phone out and pulls it out?
like these are
Are there cell phone towers in fucking space? Well, how's this working?
you can't think about these things because then
Don't think about it.
don't think about it because
But what do you
That's
guys
the
think that
that's
is?
the first for Ruggs. He Ruggs the whole time. He's like, how's he making money? How's he doing this? And then he's like, don't think about that one. Don't-
I'm obviously
yeah.
being sarcastic, but like don't think about this because if you have any brain cells, you'll like that's not gonna happen.
Well, what's your guys' reading on that? What do you think that is?
I initially thought I didn't read that he was in. I thought he was in space, but I did see Screen Crush was like, no, it's a second Spider-Man. So yeah, maybe it's Toby, maybe it's Miles.
Maybe it's
Battle.
Miles also. Yeah, I saw that. But I don't think we're getting Miles in it for a while. I think it's Toby. I think
Well,
it's something-
like, going back real quick, I think it's something real to talk about very briefly is Ruggs mentioned, where do we go from here? And I think they do 2 more Spider-Man movies. And I think what they do is by the end, so I think they're doing kind of 2 things. To No Way Home, he was mentored, and now he is somewhat mentoring Jean Grey, which is a little
Sure.
odd, but whatever.
Sure.
But I think also if they want to do it, and they will, I think in the 6th film, you pass the baton and you have a Peter Miles type shit,
Yeah, at some point they're gonna have to pass it on.
right? You got to bring in Miles, and maybe you do like a Peter and Miles 6th movie. Maybe
Listen,
you do the
the-
storyline where Peter dies, like in Ultimate.
The numbers this thing made, they're making more movies.
Oh yeah.
That is a given.
But we also know that I don't know if Tom Holland can do this forever. Maybe he will.
Right. I don't know what
You
his
also
contract is.
know that there is a strong pull for Miles to be live action at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. But that Spider-Verse has got to finish out first. The 3rd movie, and then maybe he's
You a
ported
Miles
in.
guy, Ruggs?
I like Miles.
Okay. What
I, mean,
about
I like Peter more, but you know.
what about if they do 75 other Spider-Man Lancelot storyline? Would you like that?
No.
It's
Okay.
not warmed up yet to Dan Slott.
Let's anything else? Let's rate it, rank it. There's a bunch of different ways.
We know Ruggs ranked it.
He already did.
Yeah. Wait, we need to hear his rating and whatever
Ruggs,
questions
go
you got.
first. Tell me, rank it. You already said third best.
I think that if they do the death of Jean DeWolf and lead it into, see, the thing is, they burnt Craven for Craven's Last Hunt.
Mhm.
They can still do it.
They can't. They're not going to. I mean, Craven still exists, but are they going to go back to that?
Sony
well?
is not making any more of those fucking movies.
Are they going to
said.
use Venom? Is Venom coming in? We don't know. So
If Sony's not making any more spin-offs, they should just let Marvel use all these.
They
fucking-
have to, in Secret Wars, introduce the black suit.
Yes.
That's huge. They have.
That happened in the comics in Secret Wars.
okay, this is my thing.
Let's hear it.
So you have Punisher, you have Jean DeWolf, right?
Yeah.
You have the Hand.
You got Daredevil.
So now you can get Daredevil in because Daredevil's in the Death of Jean DeWolf story.
Yes. I thought he was going to be in this movie.
All right. And Sin Eater is, if you do Sin Eater and you can do a mob movie and have the Punisher in that as well.
A gang war movie with
But I don't know if you can have people want to, after this, people are like, I want to see a Punisher Peter Parker movie like every time.
But I also want to see Wilson Fisk and Daredevil get involved.
Yeah, I want to see the New York shit happening, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if they take it, keep it New York, maybe it's okay. Maybe you can. I would say, listen, let's get the Green Goblin involved.
Yeah.
He's always a great villain, but
You got to.
and not only that, but
Well,
like
you
he
gotta
already knows the Green Goblin from the other world.
You got to get Osborn. You need a whole
But
Osborn.
I feel like that kind of ruins it because he met the Green Goblin. From the other world.
See, I don't know
That's
if I
true.
would do.
That's
Hey,
true.
know,
Because
it's-
if you were to in canon meet Norman Osborn here, you'd immediately be like, oh, that guy's Green Goblin. Like,
Yeah.
I'd fuck that guy. Whereas like the part of the magic of the comics is like, you didn't know that was Norman.
But
For a
if
bit.
you have not read the comics, you wouldn't know that Ned Leeds eventually becomes a hobgoblin who is even.
Well, Ned Leeds is like a cross. The version of Ned we're seeing
It's
is
different.
Genki plus Ned.
I can't. Yeah, and I can't see this Ned becoming hobgoblin. Maybe I don't know.
yeah.
It's funny that New York looks so great and such a big character in this movie, and it wasn't. It's fucking London and Scotland. It's not New York at all, but it looks great.
Yeah,
That's great. Ruggs.
I mean, Hammerhead could be involved in DeWolf too.
yeah. Well, any of the if you do, yeah, if you,
Tombstone, Hammerhead,
yes, if you do
Chameleon.
gang,
We still got those guys that are kind of mob. Scorpion's still mob affiliated.
Yeah. I mean, like Spider Noir, you had a Silvermane and all those cats. You just do kind of those gangs.
What about Jackal?
There's Jackal, but then you got to get into the clones and fuck. There's no Gwen Stacy yet either. There's no. They need. I think he needs a Black Cat because we haven't done
a Black
that.
Cat. Black Cat. That she fits into the mob stuff too.
Yeah.
You can get all of that in there. You can do the Gene DeWolf over 2 movies and get all those people that are missing in. But I don't know. Anyway, so what did I think? Am I going to give it a score?
First of all, out of the Tom Holland movies, where do you put this?
This is the best one.
Okay.
I fucking hate all the other ones.
Okay. Out of the 9 Spider-Man movies, not counting the Spider-Verse, where do you put this? Third.
This is the third best. Yes.
Okay. Is it fair to put in the Spider-Verse? I feel like you can't. That's different.
I mean, if I wasn't thinking of only thinking live action.
Yeah.
But Spider-Verse would probably be tied with this, actually. Though.
Okay. Out of the 38 MCU, roughly, where's this slotting in?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's good. It's probably, I would say, in the top 10 of MCU.
Okay. Post Endgame.
The best thing post Endgame.
It's the best thing post Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay. Now give me a number.
Okay. It's not a perfect 10. And it's got too many problems to be a 9. I'm going to say I'm dancing between a 7.5 and an 8. So I don't know.
Give it an 8, you fuck.
I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8.
All right, that's fair. Even though I forced you into it.
Like I probably unsolicited before this conversation, probably give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Just because Jean Grey is just so wrongly used, and there's a lot of shoehorning, and there's a lot of like unexplained bullshit. And, you know, we've talked about all the kind of like weak plot devices that they have in there, and how they ended the thing with therapy like they did 2 other. So it's like there's a lot of things that like I'm like,
I mean, they're pulling the same shit over and over. In a lot of these
so
movies.
I'm like, I can't be like, oh, it's an amazing film. I think it's a huge step up visually. It's a huge step up thematically. I think the acting was great. I think everybody in this movie was great. So I could give it an 8, I guess. But I mean, it's a begrudging one.
Okay.
A begrudging.
A reluctant 8, I will take.
8. Yes, I'll take it.
Anthony, same rankings, questions.
All right, well, ask me them. I don't know what.
Out of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films, where does it land?
It's his best movie. But when you watch movies, there is a time and like what was the environment around when you watched that movie for the first time.
Yeah.
And I will never forget being in that theater for No Way Home. So I'm going to put No Way Home as like, I enjoyed that more. I had the higher highs, but I think this is a better movie, if that makes sense.
Okay. Out of the 9 Spider-Man movies.
9 Spider-Man movies? I have my list right here. So out of the 9 Spider-Man movies, I would have this third.
Okay. Below?
Spider-Man 2, and I like No Way Home better.
Okay. Out of the 38 MCU movies.
I have it at number 8.
Oh, okay. So it's in the top 10. Nice. Post Endgame, where do you put it?
Like, I have it right behind No Way Home.
Okay. Yeah, this is tough with the No Way Home experience.
No Way Home is like a different thing.
But if you look at the movie itself.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is better. Much better.
Yeah.
Much better. But No Way Home is just such a moment.
Yeah. And it was because of the pandemic.
It was a theater like experience, but I've watched that movie a couple times since, and I'm like, this is not a good movie. But
it doesn't hold up as well.
It's because it's because of the experience of having all of them on screen at the same time.
Yeah. I never thought I'd see that shit.
It was, it's a very cheap tactic.
It's gimmicky, and you can't do that again to get the same effect.
Oh, they're going to do it.
They got to try.
So I will answer one more question.
Number.
Well, I'll answer that too. I have it as a 9.
Okay.
And it's my second favorite movie of the year.
Oh, shit.
The only movie I had ahead of it is Project Hail Mary.
Oh, shit.
I have it ahead of the Odyssey. I have the Odyssey 3rd. I have Obsession 4th and The Invite 5th. Those are my top 5.
I've seen a lot of people say this in their top 5 movies of the year already.
Odyssey's a better movie. Just don't get me. I want to.
Sure.
Odyssey's a better. But there's no way like you can subjectively say Brand New Day is a better made movie than Odyssey.
Different.
But in terms of emotion and what I like, I like Brand New Day better.
Yeah.
I like a good Spider-Man story any day will beat like a epic about the Odyssey that it's cool.
Oh, sure.
But I don't know. I'm just not connected to Odysseus in the same way. As
I think
superhero movie.
Both of them are equally not true to their subject.
They both veer away from the source material. I will say this is my favorite Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. I think it's his best outing as Spider-Man. It's the closest to the comics. Out of the 9 Spider-Man movies, I will put it third, but it's behind Spider-Man 2 and Raimi's Spider-Man 1. And then I probably put No Way Home at 4.
Oh, I have one. I have it.
Yeah.
If I had it if I put the fucking animated movies,
Yeah.
I would have still had it third. I would have the animated movies fourth and fifth.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not fair to compare
they're
these
different.
movies.
They're
It's a
different.
different Spider-Man. It's a different medium.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to compare them.
You know, you could do things a lot more in an animation.
Right.
So I'm not going to think. Those are great. I do think it's a top 10 MCU movie out of the 38. Maybe at number 10. Maybe it's my favorite post-Endgame film. And I'm going to give it a 9. This is a 9.
I should have given it a 7.5.
You motherfucker. It's a very good Spider-Man movie, people. That's what it comes down
It's good.
to.
A 7's a recommend, and a
very
7.5 is a strong recommend. So.
And the world clearly loves Spider-Man.
I think it's about as good as it's going to get for Ruggs in this iteration of Peter.
Yeah. No, and same with me. I'm like, this is the closest, most fleshed out shit they can do.
I understand that they were hamstrung. They were fucking from the get-go. They didn't have all the tools and all the stuff.
Yeah, you got the whole Sony fucking situation.
Well, they also, I mean, I'm not going to complain. They made choices that, a lot of your criticism wasn't the only. Everyone was like, this is great, but this ain't Peter.
Right.
It's a different Peter.
It's a different Peter.
Yeah. All right. I got more thoughts about the movie. News from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks.
That reminds me. Did you see this story? Just came out today at a screening in Colombia of this movie. Someone ripped a fart so badly they had to evacuate the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
He's a mutant. He's a mutant power.
That's his mutant power. Got a lot of thoughts from our Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation. Mostly superheroes. Logan Jan is checking in saying, a Spider-Man movie for Spider-Man fans. Such a unique on-screen journey for Peter Parker, told so well. Organic webs, biological changes, heartfelt moments with MJ, Ned, and Aunt May, plus Jean F. and Grey, a.k.a. mutants, power inhibitors, every version of Bruce Banner, Smart Hulk, OG Hulk. Why is Punisher crying? Oh, that was kind of funny. Are you crying? The Hand and a Secret Wars end credit scene. I mean, when I say what more could you ask for? No notes, a perfect, timeless Spider-Man movie that has me so pumped for the next one. P.S. No Happy? That was surprising. Now you don't remember him. Happy Hogan? He's done.
He doesn't know who Peter is.
No. Also, that was funny when when he's like, are you crying, Frank? He's like, I'm not crying. Get out of here. Frank is great. Justin Zwerner just wrote, it's Morbin time. This is a different movie. I think it's the wrong movie. Rokus Lou says so good. Only thing I deduct points for is The Hand.
Yeah, it was
felt
weird.
forced and unnecessary.
Did you guys catch? I noticed this afterwards. The reason they have the hand is because they experimented on Sarah Gray and they're doing mind control on the hand.
Oh, they were controlling controlling the hand because of Sarah. Oh, because he's really fighting Jean in the hand.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, the wire work was sick. I mean, I wish there was more. It was a fun fucking fight. I wish that wasn't in the trailer.
It's a little odd that the hand is just like cannon fodder in this, but whatever.
Yeah. You need cannon fodder. So, Joshua Michael says,
I fucking loved it.
seriously, took the whole family. Everyone loved it. Loved John Bernthal as the Punisher. Sounded just like he always has since the Netflix series. And they even showed he can smile and cry. I guess my only complaint is although Yelena was a nice surprise, I would have rather seen Daredevil. Other than that, I'm saying 9 out of 10. Yeah, other people didn't think Yelena was necessary also. But I just love her.
Really?
I just love her. She's I'm not
into Yelena.
Steve Morrison checking in saying, finally, a Spider-Man movie that feels more like the comics. Not that I didn't enjoy the others, but this one nails it. Everything clicked from characters to pacing. It had emotional stakes, and I'm glad they didn't immediately roll back the changes No Way Home made. Yes, like that's great. I'm glad they didn't undo it. They're going to deal with it. Jose Ibarra, is Anthony ready to drop the old Marvel's back, baby? Marvel may have lost its fastball, but it seems to have developed a pretty mean slider over the past year and a half. This movie was fantastic. I agree with everyone else is saying. It replaced the pop of nostalgia from the last film with some really impactful emotional beats that work perfectly. The roof scene with Spidey and MJ/Jean was so gut-wrenching, but also my favorite scene of the movie. I really think a live-action Naruto film is a terrible idea, but based off his last two films, at least it'll look cool with Cretton as the director. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
even know what Naruto is. You could, if someone walked in wearing the most popular 3 Naruto costumes, I wouldn't know what it was.
Me neither. I recognize the run.
I don't know what it is.
It's anime.
Naruto is a ninja from Japan that has blonde hair and blue eyes. So figure that one out.
It's Naruto Shippuden or something. All the animes have blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
And he wears orange as a ninja, which is
anime is huge, and it might be huge. Jamie Robinson says Frank fucking Castle. Joe Henry loved it. Solid 9 out of 10. Has to be in the discussion for top 3 of all Spider-Man movies. Absolutely. Is it better than No Way Home? I may have to watch it again to judge more fairly. It has to be close. And then Bilotti coming in. Ruggs, you might like this.
Oh, I had a whole conversation with him.
Oh, okay. He says, okay, so I slept on it, and I don't dislike the movie as much as I did when I first saw it last night. I give it a 6 out of 10, but unlike Godzilla -1, there has yet to be a perfect Spider-Man movie. The good, Spidey and Frank, more of that, a lot more of that. The action was fantastic, sometimes a little hard to see, but overall I loved it. The street-level grittiness of it all. Sure, it's Scotland and not New York City, but hey, Hollywood loves a good tax incentive. Better than Georgia. Gene DeWolf, finally. Spidey being alone on his own. Now for the bad. Kinda everything else. Hulk was pointless. I don't know, it was pointless. The banner scenes were great, but I didn't need a Hulk moment. A backdoor X-Men movie, still using an AI assist. He's talking about Evie. The MJ rejection scene was an acting class. However, that should have been the end of MJ and Ned in general. I never liked the both of them, and they need to just go. Far away and more as a police procedural type of story. Why they didn't have Daredevil in this film is beyond me. That's all I want to see. End of rant. So it's fair. It's fair. It is. It did seem like a police procedural TV show at times, but I dug that. I dug that he was just in his suit, chasing down leads, talking to people. Hilarious. All right. That's going to do it, fellas. Next week, here's your assignment. Hot D season 3 finale, House of the Dragon, is wrapping up. They just aired The Peen. It was very good.
I got to watch The Peen.
You got to watch The Peen. Ruggs, what'd you think of The Peen?
It was good. All the Peens are always better than the final.
What do you think of the show so far? Like, it's so fucking good.
Overall, it's good. Like there's some big twists in this episode.
Yeah.
And I think it's good. I don't know if it's good. It's the first Game of Thrones, but I think it's pretty good.
I'm expecting a big fucking action-packed finale. Let's see.
Overall, like the things that happen make sense.
Yeah.
And they're happening at a pace that's fine.
A good pace. Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Dragons. Lots of cool shit.
People dying. Wait. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. That will be next week. In the meantime, Anthony, where can the listener find you?
This week, I don't think I will be traveling at all. So I will be around watching Hot D.
Somewhere in the Midwest.
Somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah, exactly.
Ruggs, where can the listener find you online?
Rugboy Show on X. You can come and be my 40th follower.
41st? You didn't get a 40 yet?
And I don't know. I think I'm dangling in somewhere in that area. So.
Come on. Get on there. Get on that, listener. Give them some follows. In the meantime, check out our website, jockandnerd.com, for all the ways to support the show, get in touch with the show, follow the show, share this show with your Spider-Man fans in your family. It's the best and easiest thing you could do to help us out. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
This is going great.
I love this movie.
It's
sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
Thing I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it!
Jock and Nerd